Chapter 289. Xiao Han found out from the true disciple Wuxi that his brother Cho had been seriously injured by two practitioners of the true Qi stage of unknown origin. In an instant his murderous aura exploded. Driving his true Qi, he flew towards Scorching Flame City's Xiao family. Xiao Han was indignant. Xiao Han was very clear of Chow's temperament. It was impossible for him to take the initiative to cause trouble. Even though he had already stepped into the Jinqi realm, he might not go and bully a physical body realm cultivator who was weaker than him. To put it bluntly, Chow's nature was still timid. Now that he was injured, the fault was definitely not on Chow's side. I really want to see who is so domineering. The corner of Xiao Han's mouth pulled into a sinister smile. However, his emotions quickly calmed down. 3 days later I'll be heading to the demon metropolis. I don't know when I'll be able to return. This is a path of no return that is filled with danger and deathly stillness. I will take this opportunity to meet senior brother Cho and impart a few true Qi cultivation techniques to him. It will not be a waste for me to get to know senior brother Cho. Xiao Han made up his mind. Back then, when Xiao Han was still in the physical body realm, he had accompanied Cho to Scorching Flame City's Xiao family. However, at that time Xiao Han had been riding on a flood dragon horse, traveling day and night, and it had taken him several days to reach Scorching Flame City. But now Xiao Han had reached the peak of level 5 Jinqi. Just by releasing a bit of Jinqi and flying, it would only take him a few hours to reach Scorching Flame City. In the afternoon, in the bustling and flourishing Scorching Flame City, people were bustling about and there were grand shops everywhere. Scholars and beauties dressed in silks and satins could be seen everywhere. There was no place in Scorching Flame City that didn't celebrate peace and prosperity. At this moment within Scorching Flame City, one of them had an ordinary aura. He was a young man dressed in plain clothes. He walked at a moderate pace. Xiao Han had already arrived at Scorching Flame City. This was the second time Xiao Han had come to Scorching Flame City. Looking left and right, Xiao Han felt like he was dreaming. Thinking back to the time when I first came to Scorching Flame City, it was during the Xiao clan meeting. I stood up for senior brother Cho in that clan meeting and fought against the physical body echelon geniuses of the various sections. He fought them one by one and defeated Yun Rong, making a name for himself. However, the good days didn't last long. The Scorching Flame City was invaded by the demon race. Within a single night, a series of massacres occurred. The entire city was in a state of panic and the common people were living in fear. A few more evil heroes appeared wanting to massacre the city. If it wasn't for my senior Ling appearing at the crucial moment, I'm afraid that the Scorching Flame City would have already been turned into ruins at this moment. Xiao Han looked at the merchants who had a satisfied smile on their faces, the cute little girl with a ponytail, and the mischievous little boy who was running around in the bustling city with a tonghulu in his hand. They are all extremely ordinary people, but all of them are satisfied with this kind of life. They are all immersed in happiness. Xiao Han sighed in his heart. However, this kind of happiness must be established under the premise that there is no invasion from the demon race. Once the demon race is invaded, the city will be destroyed, and the people will be plunged into misery and suffering. It will only take a day. Speaking of which, if Alchemist Yen doesn't die, there will be a day when the endless demon race, the terrifying mutated demon monarch, and the great emperor of the demon race will definitely invade the territory of the human race. They will treat these innocent ordinary people as food and eat them wantonly. Sigh, I don't know if I can kill Yen Lang. Forget it. Don't think too much. I'm already in danger, why should I worry about others? Xiao Han shook his head. At this moment, the majestic Xiao mansion that occupied an area of tens of thousands of acres had already appeared in Xiao Han's vision. Xiao Han smiled faintly and strode into the Xiao mansion. Inside the Xiao mansion, in the room where Cho was, Xiao Han was already sitting on the edge of the bed and chatting with Cho, who was lying on the bed recuperating. In the room, all the important figures of the Xiao family, led by old Master Xiao, were present. All of them were submissive, slightly bowing with a respectful attitude. Young hero Xiao Han, I didn't expect that you would really come. Previously Yun Fan said that after you became a demon hero, your whereabouts are uncertain. He was worried that you were not in the pure and cold sect. Old Master Xiao said with a flattering smile. How have you been, old master? Xiao Han smiled. Although senior brother Chow's injuries are not light, he has consumed a saint-grade healing pill, so he is fine. Moreover, senior brother Cho is in the true energy realm. His injuries are recovering faster day by day. He will be fully recovered in about a week. That's great. Yin Fan is fine. That's great. Yunfan's grandson is the future leader of the Xiao family. Nothing must happen to him. Old Master Xiao let out a long sigh of relief. Young swordsman Xiao Han, we don't know where the two true Qi practitioners who injured Yunfan came from. They've already been outside the Xiao manor and have been monitoring it for a few months. This. One of Ah Chao's uncles said worriedly. No matter. I will handle this matter. No matter where they came from, since they injured senior brother Ah Chao, I, Xiao Han, will naturally return the favor 1,000 times over. In this beacon fire empire, other than the pure and cold sect, I, Xiao Han, am not afraid of any of the four great sections. Xiao Han said indifferently. Xiao Han's words were extremely arrogant, but his tone was light. He was definitely not boasting, nor was he threatening. It was as if he was calmly stating a fact. This was also true. Xiao Han could even defeat the likes of the great Sun Emperor and Yingzhan Tian. In this beacon fire empire, there were indeed not many people who could suppress Xiao Han. Hearing this, the faces of everyone in the Xiao family revealed excited expressions. They were now even more certain that the Xiao family had found an extremely powerful backer. The importance of a powerful backer for a secular family like this was indescribable. Young hero Xiao Han, if others hit Yunfan, you will return the favor 1,000 times over. Then if they hit Yunfan once, you will return them 100 punches, 1,000 punches. How can they endure such beatings? I'm afraid they will be beaten to death in just a few punches. A beautiful woman could not help but laugh. Xiao Han also laughed and then suddenly said with a serious expression. Old Master, has Yunrong returned to the family recently? Yunrong? Ever since Yunrong became a devil hero, she has not returned. We have no way of contacting her. Old Master Xiao was also astonished. What? Young hero Xiao Han. Could it be Yunrong? Did something happen to Yunrong? Oh, nothing. I'm just asking casually. Don't worry, old master. As a devil hero, Yunrong is under the protection of the Devil Hero Pagoda. When she roams the martial world, who would not give her face? Moreover, she is very lucky. It is impossible for anything to happen to her. Xiao Han comforted. At this moment, Ah Chao, who was lying on the bed, had a slight change in his expression. He coughed a few times. Grandfather, can you guys leave for a moment? I have something to discuss with junior brother Xiao Han alone. Okay. We will take our leave first. Old Master Xiao nodded repeatedly. Very quickly, everyone in the room left. Only Ah Chao and Xiao Han were left. Senior brother Ah Chao. Congratulations, you have also stepped into the true Qi realm and become a true disciple of the Pure Cloud sect. Xiao Han sincerely congratulated him. Senior brother Ah Chao relied on external forces to reach the true Qi realm. It is said that when you cultivate, you will be restricted in every aspect and have bottlenecks everywhere. However, don't worry, I will think of a way to find treasured medicine to help senior brother Ah Chao break through the layers of shackles, so that the path of cultivation will be smooth sailing. Junior brother Xiao Han, everything that I, Ah Chao, have today is all thanks to you. I will not say any unnecessary words. Ah Chao's life is yours, junior brother Xiao Han. Ah Chao's eyes were brimming with tears. Ah, senior brother Ah Chao, you are exaggerating. Tiske, after the injury on your face is healed, senior brother Ah Chao is indeed valiant and formidable. Compared to me, you are only slightly lacking. Ah, Xiao Han joked. Ah Chao also laughed involuntarily. Junior brother Xiao Han, in terms of cultivation talent, you are hundreds or thousands of times higher than me. However, in terms of appearance, I am afraid you are not as good as me. Ah, alright, I will stop joking. Suddenly, Ah Chao's expression changed as he lowered his voice and said, Junior brother Xiao Han, there is a very strange matter. It is related to cousin Yunrong. What? Yunrong? Xiao Han's heart trembled. What matter? Xiao Yunrong was currently in a state of disappearance. Moreover, Xiao Han always had a vague and inauspicious premonition in his heart. Moreover, Xiao Han carefully recalled that when he was at the Demon Hero Pagoda and parted with Xiao Yunrong, before he left, Xiao Yunrong took the initiative to look for Xiao Han and said some inexplicable words. In the end, she even boldly kissed Xiao Han. Xiao Han, I came here today to tell you that in this life, I will not do anything to hurt you. I know that one day, Xiao Han, your name will definitely shake the mountains and rivers. You will command the wind and clouds, travel across the world and become a famous person on the Demon Hero ranking. Yunrong only hopes that at that time, you will occasionally still remember Yunrong. These words were said by Xiao Yunrong that day. At that time, Xiao Han only felt that it was extremely strange, but he did not delve into it. Until last night, Xiao Han experienced the love between a man and a woman. Now that he recalled these words, he seemed to have tasted a special taste. Xiao Han even felt that in Xiao Yunrong's parting words, there was a taste of farewell. Senior brother Acho, what exactly happened? Quickly tell me. Xiao Han trembled incessantly. Junior brother Xiao Han, last night I confronted those two true Qi realm martial artists of unknown origin. I felt that they were experienced people in the Jianghu and were definitely not rookies who had just entered the Jianghu. Of course, to be able to cultivate to the true Qi realm, none of them were simple people. These were all nothing. However, when I mentioned the names of cousin Yunrong and Mingjian Villa, they actually unintentionally said that cousin Yunrong was a traitor. This I don't understand. What kind of traitor is cousin Yunrong? Who did she betray? Moreover, those two people's sword chi was sharp. It was obvious that they were sword cultivators. Their temperament was slightly similar to cousin Yunrong's. There was a feeling that they came from the same sect. In other words, those two white-clothed true Qi realm sword cultivators were extremely likely to be true disciples of Mingjian Villa. They kept saying that cousin Yunrong was a traitor. Did this mean that they were accusing cousin Yunrong of betraying Mingjian Villa? However, this was something that did not make any sense. Cousin Yunrong's talent in the sword Dao was unrivaled among the younger generation of Mingjian Villa after Xia Feng. Moreover, she was a demon hero. Her value definitely surpassed Xia Feng. Becoming the leading figure of the new generation of Mingjian Villa, her position would be the same as junior brother Xiao Han's in the Pure Rain sect. She would definitely be heavily nurtured by Mingjian Villa. She has no reason to betray the sect. These words caused Xiao Han's mind to be greatly shaken. Traitor? Suspected to be sword cultivators of Mingjian Villa? Spying on Xiao residents? Thoughts came one after another like a tide, causing Xiao Han's mind to be in a mess. Could it be that all these things are related to Yunrong's disappearance? Could it be Yunrong and Mingjian Villa? Did something big really happen? 10 breaths later, all right. Senior brother Acho. Leave this matter to me. Tonight I will personally meet those two sword cultivators. Regarding Yunrong's matter, I will make them spill everything. At night, outside the Xiao mansion. In the plaza. Two white-clothed swordsmen appeared in the plaza and looked at the Xiao manor. Senior martial brother, why are you monitoring me like this? This really wasn't a solution. Senior sister Xiao Yunrong will definitely not come back. Don't make a fuss. Let's just wait here patiently for the rabbit to come to us. It is not without reason that the higher-ups sent us to guard this place. Once senior sister Xiao Yunrong returns to Scorching Flame City, we will definitely be able to sense the sword chi fluctuations on her. We are all from the same Mingjian Villa, so we can sense each other very accurately. Maybe one day, senior sister Xiao Yunrong. It's not impossible for him to return to Scorching Flame City. Just then, a youth in his 20s. There were no fluctuations of vital energy on his body as he slowly walked out of the Xiao mansion and walked towards the plaza. Who else could it be but Xiao Han? The two white-robed sword cultivators noticed Xiao Han at the same time. An ordinary person? One of the white-robed sword cultivators had a confused look on his face. What does that mean? Yesterday, a good-for-nothing had come out, but he was still in the Jinqi realm. Today, however, an ordinary person had come. The Xiao clan is quite interesting. The two white-robed sword cultivators looked at each other and smiled. They crossed their arms and walked towards Xiao Han as well. You two are the fellows who beat up my brother yesterday? Xiao Han's expression was indifferent. He stopped and looked at the two white-robed sword cultivators. Ah, that's right. Yesterday that brat relied on external force to reach the Jinqi realm. In fact, he is a good-for-nothing. We taught him a lesson but we showed mercy. Otherwise he would have died on the ground. This isn't giving face to a good-for-nothing but to the Pure Rain sect. What do you want? Could it be that you want to stand up for him? Haha, I see that you don't have much meat on your body. You look like a frail scholar. Could it be that you want to argue with us? Ah, really? The two white-robed sword cultivators had obviously never seen Xiao Han before. One of you is at the level 2 Jinqi realm with 15 open true acupoints. The other is at the level 1 Jinqi realm with 8 open true acupoints. The trash of trash dares to clamor in front of me? Xiao Han could tell the cultivation of the two with a single glance. What? You can tell our cultivation? The two white-robed sword cultivators were astonished. Alright, I have some questions that I want to ask you in person. However, you beat up my brother, so I'll beat him up first before I ask you. Xiao Han flicked his fingernails. A good-for-nothing. One of the white-robed sword cultivators roared. He took a step forward and pointed his halberd at Xiao Han. Who do you think you are? How dare you threaten us? Senior Marshal brother, be careful. This guy can tell our cultivation. He isn't as simple as he looks. The other white-robed sword cultivator rolled his eyes. Sword chi burst out from his body. Let me test your limits. Almost as soon as he finished his words, the white-robed sword cultivator made his move. With a slight movement of his body, a ray of sword light shot out from his body. With an imposing aura, it slashed down from the sky towards Xiao Han. This slash seemed to have caused the weather in the sky to change. Within a small area, snow swirled around, giving off a chilling feeling of winter. With a single slash, the seasons were reversed. This was not because of how powerful his cultivation was, but because his swordsmanship itself was extremely powerful. It was a superior swordsmanship. Xiao Han did not move at all. He released a small portion of his physical strength and slapped down with his palm. This palm was pure physical strength. As it shot out, the wind and clouds surged. Tornadoes that looked like millstones appeared in all directions. The air in front of him suddenly collapsed and gathered at the center of Xiao Han's palm. In an instant, a vacuum zone was formed. Puchi, all the sword light, snow, sword chi, swordsmanship, 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 swordsmanship were instantly torn into powder. Bang! The white-robed sword cultivator was sent flying. His teeth were all broken. Blood spurted out from his eyes, ears, mouth and nose. Then in his body, poo, 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 poo. The sound of bones cracking could be heard. No one knew how many bones were broken. He fell to the ground like a sack, twitching non-stop. The other white-robed sword cultivator was scared out of his wits. You too. Xiao Han slapped back with his palm. Bang! His teeth were all broken. Many of his bones were broken. He was sent flying. He fainted on the ground. Xiao family. Torture chamber. In the cold torture chamber there were many instruments of torture. Barbecue chains, shackles, skinning knives. In the torture chamber, there were at least 99 types of terrible instruments of torture. In fact, a big family like the Xiao family could not have been law-abiding and become rich generation after generation. There must be a hidden side to it. This was the torture chamber. On one hand, it was prepared for the black sheep of the family. On the other hand, it was used to concoct other hostile forces against the Xiao family. 2 white-robed sword cultivators were tied to 2 bronze pillars. Their bodies were covered with iron chains. They were drenched in blood. Their teeth were all broken. No one knew how many bones were broken. They were still unconscious. Xiao Han sat on a wooden chair and waved his hand at the 2 shirtless men. Pooh! Bone-chilling cold water splashed on the 2 white-robed sword cultivators. Ah! They cried out in pain. They woke up. As soon as the 2 sword cultivators woke up, they struggled instinctively. All the true chi in their bodies surged. They looked at Xiao Han ferociously and roared and cursed. How dare you? Who are you? Who the hell are you? How dare you attack us? Do you know who we are? Damn it. Let me tell you, we are the true disciples of Mingjian Villa. How dare you touch us? Xiao family? 10,000 Xiao families are not enough to destroy our Mingjian Villa. One of the sword cultivators roared. My great-grandfather is the elder of Mingjian Villa. How dare you touch me? You are dead. Your whole family is dead. Their mouths were full of broken teeth, and their voices were muffled and unpleasant to the ears. Moreover, all the bones in their bodies were broken. Not only could they not break free, but every inch of their bodies was in a tearing pain. They immediately wailed. All right, you are just prisoners. Now I will ask you some questions. Answer them honestly. Xiao Han smiled. Get lost. You don't need to ask. You lowly bastard, what right do you have to question us? No matter what you ask, we will not answer. If you want to ask our villa master. Ah, a lowly bastard can kill you in one move. Xiao Han laughed. This is the torture chamber. I've only just discovered this place. It's quite interesting and fun to play around with. Tell these 2 masters of Mingjian Villa what punishment is. Xiao Han smiled at the 2 shirtless men. Yes. One of the men said with a loud voice, the throat-cutting punishment is to cut the throat. Unlike beheading, the head is not separated from the torso in this punishment. However, the principle of execution is the same because the criminal mainly dies from asphyxiation, excessive blood loss, and brain hemorrhage. The direct cause of death is that the carotid artery and aorta have been severed. The abdomen dissection punishment is to use a sharp blade to stab the criminal's abdomen and open it to cause internal damage. The wooden stake punishment is a punishment created by the Xiao family. It is very interesting. The method of execution is to insert a wooden stake into the criminal's body. The most common method is to insert it into the anus and let it die. The grinding punishment can be roughly divided into 3 types. The first is to use a fixed heavy object to crush the criminal to death. The second is to put the criminal in the middle and gradually increase the weight. The third is to use a sharp object to crush or tear the criminal to pieces. In the Xiao family, we usually prefer to put the criminal on a sharp stake and then use a boulder to crush them. This way the criminal will never survive. These 2 shirtless men were in charge of interrogation. They were already very numb. When they talked about the various punishments, they were extremely indifferent. It gave people a terrifying feeling. The faces of the 2 disciples of Mingjian Villa became paler and paler. Their bodies were trembling. You dare. A sword cultivator in white was terrified. Try the wooden stake punishment. Xiaohan smiled. Yes. A strong man took a conical wooden stake from the side. It was about 3 feet long, as thick as a wrist, and there was a conical sharp point at the top. Sir, where do you want to stab it? The strong man asked seriously. Oh, there's a special method? Xiaohan was stunned. Yes, sir. Usually, you can stab it in all the holes on the criminal's body. For example, the mouth, nose, ears, belly button, and anus. Oh, try the anus. Xiaohan smiled and immediately covered his eyes with his hands. It seems a little cruel. I don't dare to look. The next moment, no. I'll tell you everything. Don't stab me. The 2 white-robed sword cultivators screamed in terror. Phew. All right. What's going on with Xiao Yunrong? Xiaohan stared at the 2 sword cultivators in white. This is Mingjian Villa's top secret. It can't be easily leaked. Stab. Directly stab it. Change to a bigger wooden stake. Xiaohan said sternly. I'll speak. Our villa master wanted to deal with Xiaohan, and senior sister Xiao Yunrong was Xiaohan's mistress. Therefore, the villa master gave us a slow-acting poison and asked senior sister Xiao Yunrong to trick Xiaohan into taking it. 3 years later, Xiaohan died from the poison. But senior sister Xiao Yunrong betrayed the sect. She took the poison herself, begged for death, and then disappeared. Now, we've mobilized people to search for senior sister Xiao Yunrong, but we haven't found her yet. Senior sister Xiao Yunrong is a traitor of our sect. In order to protect Xiaohan's life, she took the poison herself and wanted to commit suicide. What? All of a sudden, the power of Xiaohan's flesh shell completely exploded. In the time it took to breathe, a storm was formed. Waves of majestic power exploded from his body and sent the 2 shirtless men flying. Xiaohan grabbed the neck of the sword cultivator in white. What are you talking about? Is what you said true? Ah. Spare me. I'm telling the truth. It's our villa master, Shimen Piaoxue, who asked senior sister Xiao Yunrong to harm Xiaohan. Senior sister Xiao Yunrong would rather die than take the poison herself. No one forced her to. It's none of my business. Roar. Shimen Piaoxue. Mingjian Villa. I'm going to kill your whole family. Xiaohan was furious. He was thoroughly enraged. To be continued. Chapter 290. What the white-clothed sword cultivator said made Xiaohan furious and mad in an instant. The killing intent in his heart burst out uncontrollably. Xiaohan already knew the ins and outs of the matter clearly. Xiao Yunrong was indeed missing. Furthermore, her disappearance was single-handedly caused by Mingjian Villa. When Xiao Yunrong became a devil hero, not only did she not get the cultivation and respect of the sect, but she was also persecuted. Of course, when Xiaohan asked himself honestly, he knew that he had a part to play in the current situation. Frankly speaking, the person that Mingjian Villa wanted to deal with was Xiaohan, not Xiao Yunrong. Xiao Yunrong was just a tool to be used. If Xiao Yunrong was obedient and poisoned Xiaohan, Mingjian Villa would not make things difficult for her. Instead, they would regard her as a great hero who got rid of the dissidents. Even Shimen Piaoxue would exhaust all resources and connections to cultivate Xiao Yunrong. After all, Xiao Yunrong was the only devil hero of Mingjian Villa. It was extremely difficult for a secular sect to produce a true Qi realm expert, and it was even more difficult to produce a demon hero. They were as rare as phoenix feathers and qilin horns. Xiao Yunrong had no reason not to be valued by the sect. But she was not obedient. She would never hurt Xiaohan. She would rather take the poison herself. Roar? Xiaohan roared with grief and indignation. His internal organs were burning. Yunrong, why did you do this to me? Why did you take the poison? You are in your prime and have a bright future. Why did you ruin everything for me? What did I do for you to treat me like this? All of a sudden in Xiao Han's mind, he recalled the parting. Xiao Yunrong's words with tears in her eyes. Xiao Han, I came here today to tell you that I will not do anything to hurt you in this life. I know that one day you will be famous in this world. You will be all-powerful, and you will become a famous figure on the devil hero list. Yunrong just hopes. At that time, you will occasionally remember Yunrong. Now Xiao Han had a heart-wrenching pain when he tasted every word of these words. He felt like he was about to be torn apart. Every word was like a gem. Moreover, before leaving, Xiao Yunrong even let go of her reserve and took the initiative to kiss Xiao Han. What kind of kiss was that? Farewell kiss? The kiss of life and death? An unforgettable kiss? Xiao Han finally understood Xiao Yunrong's state of mind at that time. What kind of poison is this? Yunrong took it. What kind of poison is it? Xiao Han asked in a trembling voice. Ha 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 ha. The white-robed sword cultivator's neck was grabbed by Xiao Han. His eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets. He could see that Xiao Han was currently behaving like a wild beast. A terrifying murderous aura was emitted from Xiao Han's body, enveloping the entire torture chamber, causing the entire chamber to feel like it was a scene from the Azura Hell. Chi, the white-robed sword cultivator instantly lost control of his bowels and urine. Say it. Xiao Han said sternly. It's the rotting heart and bone-eroding pill. It's a kind of chronic poison with extreme and evil properties. It dissolves in water, colorless and odorless. After taking it, the property will seep into the bones day by day, and it will only take effect after 3 years. In other words, Yunrong still has more than 2 years to live? Xiao Han gnashed his teeth. Rotting heart and bone-eroding pill? Where's the antidote? Shimen Piaoxue must have the antidote, right? No, there's no antidote for this poison. The white-robed sword cultivator kept urinating while tears and snot flowed down his face. My great-grandfather is an elder of Mingjian Villa. He told me that this rotting heart and bone-eroding pill was a secret medicine that Villa Master Shimen Piaoxue bought at a high price in an auction many years ago. It's the work of the greatest trader in the history of the human race and also the greatest alchemist, Mr. Yen. Mr. Yen personally concocted this poison. Unless he concocted another antidote, otherwise no alchemist in this world can detoxify this poison. Even if there's no antidote for ordinary poisons, they can still find some heavenly materials and earthly treasures to detoxify it. However, this rotting heart and bone-eroding pill is absolutely impossible, because it's a poison concocted by Mr. Yen. In the world of alchemy, Mr. Yen is the world's greatest authority. No one can shake his position. Mr. Yen? Hearing this, Xiao Han was extremely shocked. The matter regarding Mr. Yen had been clearly explained by the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower. This person was indeed a monstrous genius in the field of alchemy. He was unparalleled. He could even influence the overall situation between the human race and the demon race in this world. Then Xiao Han also understood, the poison concocted by Mr. Yen was truly incurable. Don't tell me that I have to watch as Yunrong dies from the poison in 3 years' time? No, absolutely not. Because of me, Yunrong fell into a hopeless situation. She would rather die than to harm me. I, Xiao Han, will never be able to repay this deep love. No, Yunrong cannot die. Mr. Yen? That's right. Others might not be able to detoxify the poison concocted by Mr. Yen, but I can definitely detoxify it myself. Today I will go to the demon capital to assassinate Mr. Yen. This is the only chance to save Yunrong. Xiao Han's eyes were brimming with tears. However, Xiao Han's state of mind was different from ordinary people. After experiencing the pain, grief, anger, and confusion, Xiao Han immediately calmed down. Looks like the trip to the demon capital is imminent. Now let's not talk about the mission of assassinating Mr. Yen. Just for Yunrong, I must go to the demon capital and find Mr. Yen. Yunrong, a woman, can consume poison without any hesitation for me. If I, a man, don't dare to save Yunrong, won't I become a laughingstock to the world? Alright, go to the demon capital. I'll risk my life. Now Xiao Han no longer had any worries regarding the trip to the demon capital. All he had was determination. This tremendous mental conviction fluctuated. Suddenly Xiao Han's 51st true acupoint began to swell vaguely, as if it was about to explode. Looks like the thought of risking my life to enter the demon capital earlier made my mind become a little more transparent. It shone with a rare divine light that illuminated my mind and completed the accumulation once again, causing my 51st true acupoint to show signs of being opened. However, I can't open the acupoint for now. I must endure it. Otherwise, the trip to the demon capital will be obstructed. With a thought, the spirit turtle true chi surged and firmly sealed the location of the 51st true acupoint. Who are you? Who are you to senior sister Xiao Yunrong? Alright, I've told you everything you wanted us to say. I won't pursue the matter of you injuring us. Now please let us go. In the Jianghu, it doesn't matter if you have one more friend or one less enemy. There's no need for you to act impulsively. You should know that the Mingjian Villa has existed for 10,000 years and has its own heritage. The white-clothed sword cultivator spoke again and again. Who am I? I am Xiao Han, the sworn enemy of your Mingjian Villa. The person that your villa lord Shimen Piaoxue has tried everything to murder. Xiao Han sneered and threw away the white-clothed sword cultivator who was grabbing his neck. He strode out of the torture room. Xiao Han. You are Xiao Han. You are the vicious Xiao Han who has killed countless people. The two white-clothed sword cultivators cried out involuntarily. Imprison them. You guys haven't done the job of imprisoning people in the true Qi realm before, but it's fine. Break all the bones in their bodies and break all the meridians in their bodies. Xiao Han instructed the two shirtless men in the torture chamber. No. Xiao Han. How dare you treat us like this? Don't be stubborn. Let us go. You are making the entire Mingjian Villa your enemy by doing this. Our villa lord will not let you go. He can even complain to the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower, so that you will be severely punished. The two white-clothed sword cultivators cried in grief. Xiao Han paused for a moment and smiled indifferently. Now it's not about whether Shimen Piaoxue will let me go or not. I will destroy the entire Mingjian Villa. I will kill Shimen Piaoxue with my own hands. In addition, complain to the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower about me? Go ahead and complain. After saying that, Xiao Han left the torture room without looking back. Xiao Han was not worried at all that the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower would do to him. Yes, Xiao Han was going to the demon capital to assassinate Yen Lang. The higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower had been planning this plan for tens of thousands of years, but they couldn't find a suitable candidate. Finally, there was a perfect candidate who could disguise as a demon and sneak into the demon capital. How could they let him go so easily? In short, the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower, at least for now, would not punish Xiao Han for the sake of Mingjian Villa and Shimen Piaoxue. Xiao Han was very useful. Shimen Piaoxue? Mingjian Villa. Xiao Han sat cross-legged in a wing room of the Xiao clan's mansion with his eyes full of anger. Yunrong, you are so stupid. Where are you now? Immediately, Xiao Han's mind drifted to Xiao Yunrong. Involuntarily, Xiao Han took out the Yaoxia token and turned on the communication function to send a message to Xiao Yunrong. Yunrong, I already know what happened to you. You are really too stupid. In order to save me, you put yourself in a desperate situation. Now listen to me. When you receive this message, go to the Pure Cloud sect immediately. My sect master will take care of you. And don't worry, I will find the antidote for you. I, Xiao Han, swear that I will get the antidote even if I have to die. I won't leave you alone, I won't ignore you. If I break this oath, I, Xiao Han, will fall into the 18 levels of hell and be doomed eternally. After sending this message, Xiao Han sent a message to the Dark Cloud sect. Sovereign, I want to know the strength of Mingjian Villa from you. I want to know Shimen Piaoxue's rank on the monster ranking list, as well as his realm and combat strength. In addition, I want to ask Sovereign to tell me the strength of the elders and legendary figures of Mingjian Villa. After sending this message, after waiting for dozens of breaths, Xiao Han, why do you want to know about Mingjian Villa? Sect Master. Xiao Han's eyes were full of killing intent. I want to destroy the sect. I want to kill Shimen Piaoxue with my own hands. To be continued? Chapter 291. Exterminate the sect? Wu Yu's tone was slightly shocked. Mingjian Villa was one of the 5 great sects of the Fire Beacon Empire. It had a long history and stood strong for thousands of years. But now Xiao Han actually said that he was going to exterminate the sect. He even wanted to kill the current villa master of Mingjian Villa, Shimen Piaoxue. Xiao Han, what's going on? Wu Yu hurriedly asked. Sect Master, there is a personal grudge between Mingjian Villa and Shimen Piaoxue. Xiao Han sent a message. This grudge is related to the genius disciple of Mingjian Villa, Xia Feng? Wu Yu guessed. Yes, if one were to trace back to the source, the hatred between Xiao Han and Mingjian Villa should have been formed in this year's Hex trial, the Southern Region Qualifier. Xiao Han personally destroyed the future sword god of Mingjian Villa. Destroying the future leader of a great sect was equivalent to destroying the future of the sect. This was almost more bitter than killing one's father or stealing one's wife. Sect master, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Xiao Han's tone was very firm. The murderous intent contained in it was also transmitted to Wu Yu. Wu Yu was silent for a few breaths. Forget it, Xiao Han, you are already ranked 1650th on the Devil Hero list. You can be called a high-level Devil Hero. You naturally have your own set of rules when you do things. You are not a child. So listen carefully. Yes, Sect Master. The history of Mingjian Villa is similar to that of Cloud Sect. When I participated in the Devil Hero trial, Shimin Piaoxue was in the same year as me. We are the same batch of Devil Heroes. However, at that time, the talent that Shimin Piaoxue displayed was just ordinary. His advancement in becoming a great swordsman had a certain element of luck. He was also very lucky. In that year's Devil Hero trial, he broke into a cave and obtained 10,000 sword manuals. This made it the foundation of Mingjian Villa that he personally created. Shimin Piaoxue himself also relied on these sword manuals to improve his realm and battle strength by leaps and bounds. This person was cold, ruthless, and unruly. He would do anything to achieve his goal. These years, my temperament has become relatively indifferent. I only want to be free and unfettered. Although Shimin Piaoxue's realm was far from my level, he would occasionally clamor in front of me. Our sect has always laughed it off, not bothering about it. This also caused Shimin Piaoxue to become increasingly arrogant in recent years. So, I didn't think that Shimin Piaoxue would actually form an irreconcilable enmity with Xiao Han. Time and fate. Shimin Piaoxue, expanded Meridian Realm Pinnacle. She is very close to Talisman Assimilation. He was ranked 1690th on the Monster Man list. Almost on par with your defeated opponent, the Great Son of Heaven. However, Shimin Piaoxue was a sword cultivator, and the attack power of a sword cultivator was said to be the strongest. He had comprehended the middle stage sword will, and he had been concentrating on comprehending the Tao in recent years, trying to reach the threshold of the mastery stage sword will. It was said that he had gained some enlightenment. However, the sword intent of the great accomplishment stage was not to be underestimated. It had the power to destroy the world. Shimin Piaoxue is narrow-minded and doesn't have the demeanor of a king of swords. My sect doesn't think that he will be able to comprehend the sword intent of the great accomplishment stage within 100 years. In the Mingjian Villa, apart from Shimin Piaoxue, there are still quite a few senior evil heroes. However, their realms and rankings are all inferior to Shimin Piaoxue. Xiao Han, with your current combat strength, you were able to kill the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, defeat the Great Sun, and even defeat Ying Zhanqian. In that case, Shimin Piaoxue won't be a match for you. However, I have to remind you of two things. Firstly, the Mingjian Villa has the mountain guarding sword formation. One man can hold the pass against 10,000 enemies. Secondly, you publicly challenged the Mingjian Villa and threatened to destroy the sect. The upper echelons of the Monster Man Pagoda will definitely not sit idly by. You're breaking the rules and crushing the rules. You should know that if there are grudges between evil heroes, especially those who are ranked higher, they must settle it in the arena of the Monster Man Pagoda. Private fights are not allowed. What you're doing is equivalent to challenging the bottom line of the Monster Man Pagoda. You'll be suppressed. Xiao Han, I can understand that you're young and impetuous. However, don't try to challenge the bottom line of the upper echelons of the Monster Man Pagoda. It's not a wise move. It's too easy for the upper echelons of the Monster Man Pagoda to suppress you. If the matter gets out of hand, I might not be able to protect you. The Crow King also gave Xiao Han a stern warning. Shimin Piaoxue is only at the expanded aperture realm? On the Monster Man ranking, he's only a few ranks higher than the Great Sun Emperor? Xiao Han murmured. He's not even as good as Ying Zhanqian? Indeed. Xiao Han and Ying Zhanqian are much better than Shimin Piaoxue in terms of talent and power in the secular world. There's no doubt about this. It's not that easy to reach the Talisman Transformation realm. Shimin Piaoxue will need at least 3 years to reach the Talisman Transformation realm. The Crow Lord explained. Good. I understand. He's not even as good as me. This time I'll definitely destroy him. Xiao Han roared. After a pause, Xiao Han transmitted a message to the Crow Lord. Sect Master, don't worry. I'm not a reckless person. I naturally have a way to deal with the punishment from the upper echelons of the Monster Man Pagoda. No matter how stupid I am, I won't openly go against the Monster Man Pagoda. At least for now, I don't have such a foundation. Well, Xiaohan, you've always been smart and brave. Forget it, you're not a 3-year-old child, so I won't say anything more. However, if you do this, the structure of the entire Beacon Fire Empire will change. The Crow Lord sighed in disappointment. He ended the conversation with the Crow Lord. At this time, Xiaohan's spirit fluctuated and scanned the Monster Man token. In Xiaohan's Monster Man token, a mysterious person was added to the communication column. This mysterious person was the upper echelon who discussed with Xiaohan about assassinating Yen Lang. The person who used a wisp of spirit fluctuation to scan Xiaohan and discovered the secret hidden in Xiaohan's heart. Hello, upper echelon. Xiaohan directly transmitted a message. Xiaohan. What's the matter that you took the initiative to contact me? These days you've returned to the Cloud Lord sect to recuperate. I didn't come to disturb you. Remember, 2 days later, I'll use an immortal technique to directly teleport you to the Monster Man Pagoda. Make the final preparations for that mission. The supreme voice said faintly. The tone made it impossible to refute and could only obey. Well, upper echelon, about that mission. Xiaohan smiled slightly. Xiaohan, do you want to go back on your word now? The voice of the upper echelon was suddenly filled with displeasure. No, I don't. I, Xiaohan, am not a person who goes back on his word. Xiaohan rolled his eyes. But, Xiaohan, don't keep me guessing. What's the matter, or what request you have, say it all. The voice of the upper echelon was also anxious, as if he was afraid that Xiaohan would go back on his word. It's like this, upper echelon. This time, I sneaked into the demon metropolis and it's almost equivalent to suicide. I'm very clear about this point. I don't have any wishful thinking in my heart. Xiaohan said quickly. When a person is about to die, he always has some wishes that he wants to fulfill. Well, Xiaohan, what wish do you have? The upper echelon seemed to think for a moment. You can say it for now. However, Xiaohan, I'm warning you, if you want to ask for a sky-high price, then I'll have to imprison you in a sealed space so that you'll never be able to rise again. You can make all your requests, but don't be greedy and try to extort me. Upper echelon, I, Xiaohan, am not an ungrateful person. My last wish is very simple. For the upper echelon of the Yaoxia Tower, such a small wish can almost be easily fulfilled. I have 2 wishes. If these 2 wishes are not fulfilled, my mind will not be clear. I'd rather be imprisoned forever than assassinate my dear Yen, Xiaohan said decisively. 2 wishes. Then say it first and I'll think about it. The upper echelon said slowly. The first wish. I hope that everyone in the Yaoxia Tower can help me find a person. Xiaohan said word by word. Find someone? Xiaohan, who do you want to find? The upper echelon asked. Xiao Yunrong. The woman who stood out with me in this year's Yaoxia trial and became a Yaoxia. She's a disciple of the Mingjian Mountain Villa. She doesn't have a ranking on the Yaoxia ranking. She's currently missing, Xiaohan said seriously. I hope that the upper echelon can help me find Xiao Yunrong and place her in the Pure Rain sect. She'll be taken care of by my sect Master Wu. Oh, it's not a big deal. If you want to find an ordinary person, you'll have to go through a lot of trouble. There are trillions of people in this world. Finding a person is like finding a needle in a haystack. However, you're looking for a Yaoxia. Xiaohan, I'll personally give the order to help you find Xiao Yunrong. She should be your confidant, right? Well, Xiaohan, you're really a sentimental person. The tone of the upper echelon became relaxed. He was afraid that Xiaohan would take credit for himself and raise the price, which would violate his bottom line. He was the leader of the human race in this human world. He couldn't allow anyone to be insolent in front of him. All right, Xiaohan. You have a sense of propriety when you make such a request. It's within my acceptable range. Don't worry, I'll try my best to find the person for you. You can sneak into the demon capital and assassinate my dear Yen. With my status, I don't need to deceive you. Hearing the promise from the upper echelon, Xiaohan felt relieved. The Yaoxia Tower had remarkable abilities. They could probably find Xiao Yunrong just by sending a few ancient giants. Then I have another wish. The second wish is also the last wish before I leave. Xiaohan smiled coldly. Speak. I want to destroy one of the top 5 sects in the southern region's Fire Beacon Empire, Mingjian Villa. The Villa Master of Mingjian Villa, Shimin Piaoxue, ranked 1690th on the monster hero list. I must kill this person to vent my anger. What? The upper echelon heard this and shouted angrily. How dare you? Xiaohan, you asked me to help you find the person. That's fine. But now you want to destroy a 10,000-year-old sect. And you want to kill the monster hero? You're too presumptuous. No. Your wish is beyond my bottom line. I can't indulge you. Upper echelon Shimin Piaoxue and I are irreconcilable enemies. If I don't kill him, I won't be able to think clearly. Even my mind will show flaws. If I enter the demon capital, I'll lose all my fighting spirit and lose without a fight. Upper echelon, I've also heard that if the monster heroes on the monster hero list have a grudge against each other and can't be mediated, they can apply to the Yaoxia Tower. After getting permission, they can fight in the arena. However, time is tight. I have to go to the demon capital in 2 days. Therefore, it's too late to apply for a duel. Let me kill my way to Mingjian Villa and kill Shimin Piaoxue with my own hands. This is no different from a duel. Xiao Han's words were sonorous. You want to destroy the sect. This is very different from a duel. There has never been such a thing in the monster hero world. There is no precedent. Now you want to be the first. In the monster hero world, the countless monster heroes are not united. On the contrary, many of the monster heroes have grudges against each other. However, they are all restrained and will not openly break off and kill each other. After you, Xiao Han, set a precedent, the situation will be out of control. At that time, I don't know how many monster heroes will follow your example. They will easily destroy the enemy's entire sect and will no longer have any scruples. The upper echelon said angrily. I've also considered this matter. The upper echelon can put some charges on Shimin Piaoxue, such as raping and pillaging, colluding with the monster race, rebelling against the human race, and so on. So it's natural for me to kill him. Xiao Han said indifferently. Upper echelon, if I go to the demon metropolis this time, I will die. Before I die, I can't even fulfill a little wish. How can I be willing? Upper echelon, you have your bottom line, and I, Xiao Han, also have my bottom line. In short, my greatest wish is to kill my way to Mingjian Villa and kill Shimin Piaoxue with my own hands. After doing this, I will have a clear conscience and sneak into the demon metropolis to assassinate Yen Lang. Maybe I can create a miracle and successfully kill Yen Lang. Once Yen Lang dies, the monster race will give birth to a mutated monster emperor, and even a large number of monster emperors in the future. This will be completely eradicated. At that time, you will personally lead the human clan monster hero army to counterattack the demon metropolis and destroy the monster race. Then, your merit will be immeasurable and you will be valued by the celestial world. From then on, you will have a meteoric rise and even your life level will be transformed. Xiao Han instead wantonly bewitched the upper echelon. Preposterous, preposterous, preposterous. The upper echelon mumbled. However, his tone was already much more relaxed. It was obvious that Xiao Han's words had struck a chord in his heart. Frankly speaking, Mingjian Villa was just an ordinary sect in the southern region. It was important in the Beacon Fire Empire, but in the entire southern region, it was nothing. Moreover, Shimin Piaoxue was only a monster hero of the cave expansion realm. On the monster hero ranking, he could not even squeeze into the ranks of the ancient giants. To the upper echelon of the monster hero tower, he was nothing more than a slightly stronger ant. Alright, upper echelon, that's all I have to say. My request is that simple. Chapter 292. Xiao Han traveled day and night without rest. Mingjian Villa was also located in the southern domain's Fire Beacon Empire. Xiao Han was currently at the peak of the 5th level of True Qi. Even though he didn't cultivate any unprecedented True Qi divine art, traveling 100,000 li in a day was still a piece of cake. The first ray of light in the morning fell on the earth. Xiao Han estimated that he would arrive at Mingjian Villa at noon. Swoosh, True Qi spurted out and Xiao Han turned into a stream of light. He shuttled through the sky. Xiao Han condensed his True Qi into a palm, supported him and threw the star ball. He sat cross-legged, adjusting his mental state and nourishing his body. He strived to accumulate his fighting strength to its peak state so that he could go on a killing spree in Mingjian Villa. It wasn't that Xiao Han was fierce and domineering. The fact that Xiao Yunrong was forced to take poison had deeply touched his bottom line. Like a dragon's reverse scale, touching it meant death. Xiao Han was not a saint, so he didn't have much compassion for the state of the universe. In his mind, the life of a friend was very precious, while the life of an enemy was not worth mentioning. Now Xiao Han's body was surging and rumbling, and every cell in his body was brewing a storm. On the palm of his left arm, the 93,000 demon veins had been filled with demonic power. The demon veins were like spirit rivers, surrounding 4 shining demon emperor crystals, and a huge amount of demonic power was continuously injected into the 4 demon emperor crystals. It could be said that Xiao Han was ready for a crusade and a massacre. As for the true qi consumed during the journey, Xiao Han ignored it and didn't replenish it. Xiao Han didn't rely on his true qi to fight. At least until he reached the opening point realm, Xiao Han's true qi would be useless. Noon. Mingjian Villa. Mingjian Villa was built on a majestic mountain range that rose and fell continuously. This mountain range vaguely appeared to be in the shape of a dragon. It was said that there were several dragon veins under the mountain range, which made Mingjian Villa prosperous for nearly 10,000 years. Not only did it not show any decline, but it also became more and more prosperous. Furthermore, an extremely powerful sword formation had been set up in the mountain range, causing countless rays of sword light to swirl around. These rays of sword light vaguely formed a gigantic sword dragon, roaring ferociously as it protected the Mingjian Villa. At this moment, Xiao Han had already arrived at the foot of Mingjian Villa. He withdrew all of his true qi and sealed up the strength of his body with the spirit turtle's true qi, making him seem ordinary. He made his way towards the entrance of the Mingjian Manor with ease. As he walked, Xiao Han raised his eyes and looked coldly at Mingjian Villa. One had to admit that the Mingjian Villa was indeed worthy of being one of the top sects in the Beacon Fire Empire. Their background was truly powerful. The mountains were layered on top of each other, creating a majestic atmosphere. Among the mountains, there were rows upon rows of sacred grounds. Aside from the crisscrossing sword energies and dazzling sword lights, there was also a faint spiritual energy. There were palaces, villas, and Dao rites of all sizes, giving off the feeling of an immortal paradise. In his days, he could still hear the disciples practicing their swords in the villa. When the weapons collided, the clanging sounds of iron and blood burst forth, accompanied by shouts and shouts. In the entire Mingjian Villa, the number of disciples, outer disciples, inner disciples, and true disciples must be in the hundreds of thousands. It could be said that there were a lot of talented people and it was very prosperous. Frankly speaking, if it were not for Wu Yu and Xiao Mingqiu, then the reputation of the Pure Cloud sect would definitely be inferior to that of the Mingjian Villa. There were even several dozen surging waves of true qi coming from the mountains, containing supreme sword qi, sword light, sword techniques, and sword intent. It was truly majestic and flourishing for a time. Xiao Han walked unhurriedly to the foot of the mountain. At this moment, over a dozen white-robed disciples with swords on their backs immediately came up, surrounding Xiao Han in an instant. Xiao Han stopped and scanned them with his spiritual waves. He knew that these disciples guarding the mountain were all at the physical body realm, and their cultivation was at the organs refinement and marrow refinement realms. The leader was at the blood transformation realm. On their faces, there was the same sense of superiority. They were full of spirit, supercilious, and high above, giving off a feeling that they looked down on everyone. Stop. Who are you? The leading blood transformation realm disciple raised his eyebrows and looked down at Xiao Han with disdain. Oh? You don't seem to know anything about martial arts. Do you know what place this is? This is the Mingjian Villa. You brat, trespassing into the Mingjian Villa is almost a capital offense. Now get lost. Otherwise, you won't have a place to reason with me if I kill you. I don't know where this idiot came from, but he doesn't look when he walks. He actually dared to come to our Mingjian Villa's territory. Senior brother, there's no need to be polite with him. Just beat him until he's half crippled and throw him out. A youth coldly looked at Xiao Han as if he was looking at an ant. Hee hee. Xiao Han's expression didn't change as he smiled. How overbearing. The Mingjian Villa is truly overbearing. I'm just standing at the foot of the mountain, yet you guys want to beat me up, beat me until I'm half crippled and even want to kill me? There is no such rule in the laws of the Beacon Fire Empire. Xiao Han also started to ridicule the dozen or so physical body realm disciples. Ha 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 ha. The group of disciples guarding the mountain roared with laughter. It seems like there's something wrong with this person's brain. Beacon Fire Empire? Beacon Fire Empire is nothing. Even the Emperor of the Beacon Fire Empire has to carefully flatter our Villa Lord. In the territory of our Mingjian Villa is the sky, Mingjian Villa is the earth, and Mingjian Villa is the law. If we want you to die, then you must die. Ha ha ha. Xiao Han also laughed. Alright, I won't tease you guys anymore. Let's get down to business. The leading blood transformation realm disciple was slightly startled. Get down to business? What business do you want to get down to? Xiao Han smiled indifferently and said bitterly. I've never done something like this before. But today I have to do it. Excuse me, I'm here to exterminate your sect. Exterminate the entire Mingjian Villa and kill that old dog Shimen Piaoxue. If you want to live, get out of the way. A few breaths later, Motherf asterisk cur madman? You actually dare to insult our Villa Lord. This is a heinous crime. It's not too much to exterminate your entire clan. Junior brothers, go. First, capture this madman, torture him, force him to reveal his clan, then kill him as well. This will serve as a warning to others. The blood transformation realm disciple clanked as he drew out the long sword on his back. The group of disciples guarding the mountain were about to swarm forward and torture Xiao Han. Reckless fool. Xiao Han sneered. The next moment, boom, Xiao Han completely released the 53 million ding of strength in his flesh shell. The domineering aura of devouring the 9 continents filled the air. In an instant, his aura changed from calm to dazzling. His entire person became fierce, like a sharp sword being unsheathed, or like a god possessing his body. Streams of energy gathered into a tornado and soared into the sky, causing sand and stones to fly and the sun and moon to lose their luster. With Xiao Han's body as the center, the air around him constantly distorted, producing a rustling sound. His eyes were bursting with a divine light, terrifying everyone's soul. No one dared to look at him directly. Ah! The dozen or so disciples guarding the mountain felt their legs go soft at the same time. They lost control of their bowels and bowed. Their long swords were thrown to the ground, and they all crawled on the ground, holding their heads with both hands and wailing. They were at the physical body realm, so their full strength was only a few dozen ding. Those with better aptitudes could reach up to 100 ding. Facing Xiao Han's 53 million ding of strength, just the aura he released was enough to kill them. Suddenly, Xiao Han took a deep breath in his abdomen, then, he slightly bent his body, inhaling and exhaling a breath from his abdomen. Finally it surged to his lungs. In an instant, his lungs emitted muffled sounds of thunder and the roar of an ancient beast. His nose and mouth were also filled with air. After he had accumulated enough energy, Xiao Han opened his mouth, exhaled, opened his mouth and let out a roar. This voice was emitted from his body strength of 53 million cauldrons. It gathered together and did not dissipate. It vibrated intensely and contained the intent of divine punishment. It was as if the roars of millions of people, the cries of thousands of beasts, and the eruption of thousands of volcanoes were emitted from Xiao Han's mouth. Heaven Duke was enraged. Thunder in the 9 heavens. Everyone of Mingjian Villa, listen up. I, Xiao Han, am here to seek revenge. If you want to live, get out of Mingjian Villa immediately. Those who resist die. Villa Master of Mingjian Villa, Shimen Piaoxue, that old dog, I, Xiao Han, will personally crush you to death. This voice rumbled like thunder, and with Xiao Han's powerful physical strength as the foundation, it had accumulated enough energy. In an instant it exploded. The sound wave spread out and even the air rippled. Thousands of horses galloped, and it was as if a humanoid true ho and a golden rock were roaring. Under Xiao Han's roar, this sound was like a hammer, continuously hammering the mountains of Mingjian Villa. Everywhere the sound wave passed, all the buildings, hard rocks, ground rocks, trees and flowers, all became soft. In the next moment, bang, 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 bang. A portion of Mingjian Villa's area rumbled, and the mountains trembled, as if a huge earthquake had suddenly occurred. Immediately after, a portion of the mountains began to collapse, split into pieces and then exploded. The trees, as if they were blown by a hurricane, snapped in the middle or were uprooted. The wooden pavilions first had cracks appearing in all directions, and then suddenly exploded into pieces. Some of the tall palaces had glazed tiles falling down one by one. The mountain rocks on the ground were forcefully pulled out, and thick cracks spread out in all directions like lightning. Some areas of the ground had completely collapsed, and the cracks crisscrossed as smoke and dust rose everywhere. Those dozen or so disciples who were guarding the mountain were crawling on the ground, bleeding from their 7 orifices and twitching non-stop. The Mingjian Villa disciples who were cultivating in the mountains, those with lower cultivation had even lost their hearing, and their minds were blank as they fainted. Roar shatters mountains and rivers. Xiao Han's roar directly shattered a portion of the mountains and buildings of Mingjian Villa, and its power was indescribable. Shimen Piaoxue, you old dog. Come out and die. Xiao Han roared again. Boom, a small mountain collapsed in the middle and stone fragments flew everywhere. Dong, 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 dong. Finally in the inner mountains of Mingjian Villa, a bell rang. In the next moment, shio, 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 densely packed sword lights pierced through the air. These sword lights were all dazzling and brilliant like pillars. Within each sword light, there was a sharpness that could cut through all things. It contained the profoundness of the way of the sword. For a moment the sky was filled with rays of light, and purple air came from the east. The mist was dense and the sword aura was like a rainbow. Over 100 sword cultivators, all of them stepping on sword lights, came aggressively. All of them were sword cultivators of the true energy realm. There was a portion of them that had a tyrannical aura, as deep as the ocean. With just a slight breath, they could release sword aura that could kill from 100 miles away. One of them wore clothes as white as snow, and his body was untainted by a speck of dust. His temperament was like that of a sword immortal descending to the mortal world. His sword aura was unhindered for 30,000 miles, and his sword light could chill 19 continents. His entire body was covered in the light of jewels, and his eyes were filled with sword aura that could topple cities. With just a glance he could shoot out sword aura that could destroy ghosts and gods and cause people to explode. It was the villa master of Mingjian Villa, Shimin Piao Shui. However, at this moment Shimin Piao Shui's face was ashen, and he was so angry that his entire body was trembling. His throat emitted a goo 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 sound. Thunder and lightning were angry, and he grimaced in pain as if he was grieving the death of his parents. Looking around, Mingjian Villa had already been ravaged by Xiao Han, and it was a scene of desolation. Xiao Han, you. Shimin Piao Shui couldn't even speak fluently, and he almost fainted from anger. Xiao Han stepped on the ground, and a ball of true energy cloud lifted his body up into the sky. Xiao Han, you're courting death. Xiao Han, you actually dare to fight your way. This is a complete provocation. You will definitely die. Madman. You will be dismembered into 1,000 pieces. Many of the true energy realm sword cultivators of Mingjian Villa were furious, and they roared at Xiao Han. Shimin Piao Shui, you old dog. Today I will take your dog life. Xiao Han roared fiercely. 7 sword cultivators with lower true energy realms were roared by Xiao Han at such a close distance, and their true energy became chaotic. They saw stars and they immediately fell from the sky. Ah and ha. Xiao Han let out a wild laugh. Chapter 293. Shimin Piao Shui was thoroughly enraged and his 7 orifices were fuming with anger. It should be known that Shimin Piao Shui was considered as the #1 genius in the southern region when he was young. He was conceited, arrogant, and had the ambition and dignity of a genius. He could not tolerate being bullied. Later on, he passed the cruel devil hero selection competition and stood out from his peers. He became the world's most powerful devil hero. After that, he personally created the Mingjian Villa, an everlasting sect. In his life he killed many demons and even killed a high-level demon emperor. His meritorious service was unparalleled. Could be said that Shimin Piao Shui was a great master. He had the temperament and demeanor of a powerful expert. He would not change his expression even if a group of mountains collapsed in front of him. Perhaps, there were few things in this world that could make Shimin Piao Shui lose his composure. He was a man who could keep his composure. But at this moment he could no longer keep his composure. Because of his anger, his entire body was trembling like a sieve. The sword chi around his body seemed to be going berserk. Xiao Han had gone too far. He went all the way to Mingjian Villa and destroyed the mountains and rivers with his roar. He named Shimin Piao Shui to be exterminated. He slapped him in the face. He slapped Shimin Piao Shui in front of hundreds of thousands of disciples of Mingjian Villa. Xiao Han blocked the entrance of Mingjian Villa and threatened to exterminate them. This made everyone in Mingjian Villa feel as if they had been beaten. This was a great humiliation. Since the establishment of Mingjian Villa, they had never been humiliated like this. Moreover, in the entire southern region or even the entire world, no sect would be bullied like this. Xiao Han, you're courting death. Shameless bastard, you actually came to our door. You really bullied my Mingjian Villa. Shimin Piao Shui's eyes were spitting fire. He wanted to kill someone. Good. Forget it. I will always remember the enmity of Xia Feng. I dare not forget it even for a day. In fact, I would have killed you even if you didn't come to find me. This enmity was one that would not rest until one side was dead. It was impossible to resolve. Since you've taken the initiative to deliver yourself to me today, it's exactly what I want. It also saves me the trouble of thinking of ways to lure you into my trap. Good, very good. Shimin Piao Shui, you despicable person. If you want to kill me, then come at me openly. I, Xiao Han, also respect opponents of your level. However, you actually instigated Yun Rong to poison me and attempted to use this kind of sinister trick to plot against me. Shameless. It was a completely despicable act. However, Yun Rong and I were truly in love and she refused to harm me. Left with no choice, she could only seek her own death by taking the poison that you gave her. You, Shimin Piao Shui, are deranged. You don't even let off the genius of your own sect. Yun Rong was a swordsman, but she was forced to her death by you. You can't absolve yourself from the blame. If the higher-ups of the Yaoxiao Pagoda find out about this, you, Shimin Piaoxue, won't be able to escape punishment. Xiao Han's voice was full of energy. His words were eloquent and deafening. The entire Mingjian villa could hear him clearly. Shimin Piaoxue, if you have the guts, then come at me, Xiao Han. You played tricks behind my back and caused Yun Rong's life to be uncertain. You bastard. Today I, Xiao Han, will definitely kill you with my own hands. Some of the true Qi realm sword cultivators standing beside Shimin Piaoxue originally didn't know the reason for Xiao Yunrong's disappearance. Now that they heard Xiao Han's words, they immediately understood. They couldn't help but look at Shimin Piaoxue and thought to themselves, is the villa master really this kind of person? He doesn't dare to fight against Xiao Han openly and actually use such a despicable method like poison. This completely goes against the spirit of sword cultivators. Xiao Han. You still dare to mention Xiao Yunrong in front of me? Shimin Piaoxue flew into a rage out of humiliation. Shut up. Shimin Piaoxue, you're the despicable person. Your whole family is despicable people. There's no point in talking anymore. Now let me take your dog life. Xiao Han roared in a stern voice. The few elders of Mingjian Villa who were standing beside Shimin Piaoxue quickly exchanged glances. Immediately after. Everyone disperse. Surround. Kill this Xiao Han. This person is slandering us and spreading lies. He deserves to die 10,000 times. Whoosh, hundreds of true Qi realm sword cultivators from Mingjian Villa suddenly spread out in a fan shape, vaguely forming an encirclement around Xiao Han. The air in this part of the sky was completely cut open by the sharp sword Qi, forming a huge vacuum. The strongest group of people from Mingjian Villa had already gathered here. There were hundreds of true Qi realm cultivators, including a few demon warriors. They all looked at Xiao Han with a murderous look. Apart from Shimin Piaoxue, there were also a few acupoint expansion realm cultivators. Their auras were extremely shocking, and all of them emitted the aura of a high position and authority. With a casual movement of their bodies, they could emit sword light that could sweep through everything. Apart from these acupoint expansion realm cultivators, there were also quite a number of true Qi realm and true Qi realm cultivators. It could be said that the lineup was at its peak. If this Mingjian Villa sent out all their elites, they might be able to eliminate Demon Emperor Qinglin at his peak, or even Demon Emperor Azure Dragon at his peak. An earth-shattering aura swept towards Xiao Han. However, Xiao Han was still calm and fearless. He looked at the group of true Qi realm cultivators indifferently. His expression was neither sad nor happy. Villa Lord, let me do it. At this moment, a young man who had been standing next to Shimin Piaoxue stepped out. His aura was like an abyss, unfathomable. Just a moment ago, he had been standing next to Shimin Piaoxue like an old monk in meditation. He didn't say a single word, nor did he insult Xiao Han. But now he stepped out and faced Xiao Han. Suddenly the aura of this person rose steadily. His entire person suddenly became dignified and invincible. His sword aura was majestic and majestic. He was like a sharp sword that could pierce through the sky. From head to toe, there was not a single part of him that did not exude arrogance. There was not a single part of him that did not exude the aura of a genius. At this moment, whoosh, 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 near Mingjian Villa, waves of mental energy appeared. These mental energy waves coiled around Mingjian Villa for dozens of miles like swimming dragons. One should know that some true Qi realm experts of the southern region, and even some demon heroes, would definitely know that Xiao Han was here. Therefore they immediately released their mental energy waves and came over to watch. Even the top 5 sects of the southern region, such as 8 Wind Palace and Blazing Flame sect, also released their mental energy waves and came over to see what was going on. It's Xiao Han? TSK, how fierce. He actually came to challenge the entire Mingjian Villa alone. I heard that Xiao Han not only outshone the others in this year's Demon Hero selection competition, but also became famous after he became a demon hero. He's really something. But he's too stupid. No matter how fierce he is, no matter how talented he is, he's only in his 20s. How many years has it been since he debuted? How dare he trample on Mingjian Villa? Does he really think that Shimin Piaoxue is a vegetarian? Moreover, the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower will definitely punish him for what he did. After so many years, I've never heard of a demon hero seeking revenge by going straight to another sect and threatening to exterminate it. Xiao Han is courting death by challenging the bottom line of the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower. More and more mental energy waves came to this place. However, no one showed up to meddle. Everyone was watching the fire from the other side of the shore. Friends who have come here, please do not interfere in this matter. This is a personal grudge between Mingjian Villa and Xiao Han. It has nothing to do with others. Mingjian Villa does not need other friends to help us. Conversely, Mingjian Villa does not want anyone to collude with Xiao Han. If anyone helps Xiao Han, they will become enemies with Mingjian Villa. They will also be helping the evildoer and challenging the rules of the demon hero world. The young man who walked out to face Xiao Han said in a natural and unrestrained manner. Then he stared at Xiao Han. You're Xiao Han? I've heard of you. I'm Xing Jiuyo, ranked 1822 on the demon hero ranking. I have to say, Xiao Han, your rise is too fast. In just a few years, you've grown from a nobody to this level. It seems that you've indeed had many fortuitous encounters. However, let me, Xing Jiuyo, tell you that fortuitous encounters are fortuitous encounters, but foundation is foundation. How many years have you debuted? Even if you started cultivating in your mother's womb, your foundation is still shallow. This is not a place for you to behave atrociously. Today, let me, Xing Jiuyo, teach you a lesson on behalf of the villa head. Oh? Xing Jiuyo, known as the second strongest expert under the villa head of Mingjian Villa, Shimen Piaoxue. He once ventured deep into a demon cave alone and had a battle of wits with a high-level demon emperor. In the end, he joined forces with a few other demon heroes and killed that high-level demon emperor. This person is really something. In the Sacred War a few years later, he will definitely obtain a better ranking. Expanded Meridian Realm? 58 true meridians opened in his body and expanded 8 times. God knows how many times his meridians have expanded. However, he is still far from the Talisman Transformation Realm. This kind of trash dares to challenge me? Xiao Han's tone was full of disdain. Xing Jiuyo heard Xiao Han's words and was enraged. Good. Xiao Han, since you're so stubborn, then let me teach you a lesson. Remember, my sword is very fast. Once I draw my sword, many people will fall to the ground. As he spoke, a sword light rose from Xing Jiuyo's body. As the sword light appeared, it emitted a supreme sword intent that almost surpassed the heavens. The sword light was about to strike at Xiao Han. At this moment, before Xing Jiuyo could finish his sentence, useless, Xiao Han let out a roar and moved his body. With his body as the center, a terrifying force that was both desolate and majestic burst out. Wherever this force went, the air was torn apart. The terrifying aura of the humanoid Ho directly shattered the sword chi that Xing Jiuyo had created. In a few steps, Xiao Han had already arrived in front of Xing Jiuyo. His figure continued to grow larger in Xing Jiuyo's eyes. It was as if a god had walked out from a legend or epic. In an instant he had stolen Xing Jiuyo's mind. In the blink of an eye. Boom! Xiao Han struck out with his palm. A force of 53 million cauldrons was unleashed without reservation. This palm strike did not contain any moves or techniques, nor did it contain any true chi fluctuations. It was purely an explosion of the power of the flesh shell, but it erupted with a power that could destroy the heavens and the earth. Wherever this power went, everything would be destroyed. Puchi. Xiao Han's palm landed on Xing Jiuyo's body. Xing Jiuyo's body shattered like a piece of jade and exploded. Piles of supreme-grade spiritual stones, elixirs, manuals, maps, and swords burst out of Xing Jiuyo's body and scattered on the ground. Even a devil hero token fell to the ground. Xing Jiuyo was dead with a single strike. Ah, what? Did I see it wrong? He destroyed Xing Jiuyo with just a single strike? How is this possible? This is too cruel, too cruel. The mind waves that came from all directions to watch the show were all horrified. Jiuyo. Shimen Piaoxue could not save Xing Jiuyo in time. He could only watch as Xing Jiuyo was destroyed by Xiao Han. In an instant, Shimen Piaoxue let out a heart-wrenching scream. Xiao Han. You are unforgivable. You little bastard. Hand over your life. Now, Shimen Piaoxue was so angry that her liver was about to explode. Her eyes split open and blood flowed out. Xiao Han had really risked universal condemnation by killing people in the territory of Mingjian Villa. Moreover, he had killed the second most powerful man in Mingjian Villa, a famous devil hero on the devil ranking list. This was so cruel that it made people's hair stand on end. This kind of behavior in the history of the southern region had never happened before. What are you screaming for? I've said it before, I, Xiao Han, will destroy everything. Xiao Han was expressionless. He moved his body and charged toward Shimen Piaoxue. Chapter 294. No one could have imagined that Xiao Han would be so cruel and decisive. He killed Xing Jiuyo in one move. Who was Xing Jiuyo? He was a handsome man ranked within the top 2,000 on the Devil Hero ranking list. Such a person was almost invincible in the secular world. He was also respected on the Devil Hero ranking list. He was the star of hope that was likely to enter the ranks of the ancient giants. But he died just like that. He was not killed by a demon but by Xiao Han. Lawless. Xiao Han was completely lawless and out of control. ZBZ. For a moment, the people who were watching the show from all directions started to discuss with each other in shock. He's in big trouble. This Xiao Han is in big trouble. This is a big trouble. This time Xiao Han is dead for sure. He might be suppressed by the higher-ups. He might even be killed directly. This is definitely challenging the rules of the Devil Hero world. Which sect is Xiao Han from? Oh yes, it's the Cloud sect. The Cloud sects Wu Hao and Xiao Mingqiu. One was an ancient giant and the other was likely to enter the ranks of the ancient giants. Both of them were top-notch talents but they could not protect Xiao Han. Now almost no one could protect Xiao Han. He's indeed courting death. He doesn't want to die fast enough. How dare he? He even dared to kill the Devil Hero. Arrogant, but he should not be so arrogant. No, I must send a message to the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower and report this matter. I want to see how Xiao Han is going to deal with this. As for Xiao Han, after killing one person he became even more unscrupulous. His whole body surged with power and he rushed towards Shimen Piaoxue and the others. The hundreds of elites of Mingjian Peak who were at the True Qi realm did not expect Xiao Han to be so cruel. Moreover, they did not expect that the second strongest person in the sect, Xingjiuyo, would be so vulnerable and killed by Xiao Han. Therefore they panicked. It wasn't until Xiao Han had closed in on them that they realized what was going on. This little bastard is coming. Block him. Protect the Villa Lord. Kill him together. Activate the sword formation. Activate the mountain guarding sword formation. Amidst the clamor, Xiao Han suddenly made his move. His right hand contained a might of 53 million cauldrons, capable of plucking the stars and grabbing the moon. This grab almost caused a space to collapse. A small area of the sky darkened, and a terrifying aura enveloped the surroundings. In an instant, the hearts of the elites of Mingjian Mountain were covered with a layer of shadow. Huge panic shrouded their hearts, souls, and minds, causing their thinking and reaction speed to stagnate. All of a sudden they didn't know what was happening. The next moment, Xiao Han didn't move at all. He stood proudly in the sky, pointing at the sky and stomping on the ground. His right hand had already grabbed a master from Mingjian Villa. This person was a middle-aged man. Zhenqi rippled from his body, indicating that he was also an acupoint expansion realm expert. He had opened 53 acupoints in his body, and he had expanded them thrice. This person was Shimen Piaoxue's cousin. He had been Shimen Piaoxue's follower since he was young. He had been training with Shimen Piaoxue and had also become a Devil Hero. He had a place on the Devil Hero ranking within the top 5,000. In the secular world he was known as One Sword Massacre Shimen Wuqing. And at this moment Shimen Wuqing's neck was grabbed by Xiao Han's right hand. His face was flushed red and his throat made gurgling sounds. His eyeballs were about to pop out of their sockets as he stared at Xiao Han with extreme hatred and madness. It was as if he wanted to eat Xiao Han in one bite. But he didn't dare to move rashly, because his entire body was lifted up by Xiao Han. His legs kept kicking but he couldn't use his Jinchi or sword techniques. What kind of person was he? Jinchi Stage 6, Acupoint Expansion Realm. In the secular world he could act like a tyrant, and with a slight sword light, he could pierce through mountains and cut off rivers. But now, under Xiao Han's control, he was even weaker than a chicken. He couldn't even withstand a single blow. Useless, Xiao Han said indifferently. His eyes contained divine lightning. With just a slight sweep, no one dared to look him in the eye. Xiao Han single-handedly killed his way into the elite formation of Mingjian Mountain and directly captured a Devil Hero. It was as if he was taking something out of his pocket. It was really as if he had entered an uninhabited land, invincible. At this time, the surroundings suddenly became silent. Everyone was shocked by Xiao Han's invincible moves. The people of Mingjian Mountain, including the Jinchi realm experts led by Shimen Piaoxue, were all as silent as cicadas in winter. All the physical body realm inner sect disciples, outer sect disciples, and inner sect disciples of Mingjian Mountain also prostrated on the ground, their bodies trembling like sifting chaff. The people who were watching the show from all directions also didn't dare to breathe too loudly. Shimen Piaoxue, when you forced Yunrong, did you ever think of the disaster that would befall your sect today? This is retribution. Do you know? This is retribution. Xiao Han finally felt a kind of awe-inspiring pleasure from taking charge of an area alone. What was pleasure? What did it mean to settle a debt of gratitude and enmity? This was it. In the silence, Shimin Piaoshui finally took a step forward. His face was pale and his lips were black. Only now did he realize how stupid he was to actually provoke such a crazy guy. A sense of helplessness deeply enveloped him. A wave of fear arose spontaneously. But Shimin Piaoshui couldn't possibly admit defeat to Xiao Han in front of everyone. Xiao Han. Don't be complacent. Let go of Shimin Wuqing. You've already caused a great disaster. You dared to kill Shimin Wuqing. Then, not only will you die but your entire family will die. Your entire sect will be affected. Shimin Piaoshui roared hysterically. Ha ha ha. Xiao Han laughed loudly. Shimin Piaoshui, you're really stupid. In this kind of situation you still dare to challenge me? You actually dare to threaten my family? Ah. Xiao Han. Yes, your current combat strength is indeed comparable to mine. However, you've killed Xing Jiuyo. Now you're no longer an enemy of me, Shimin Piaoshui. You're an enemy of the entire Devil Hero world. Shimin Piaoshui roared fiercely as if he had gone mad. Since ancient times, the Devil Hero world has never allowed private fights, especially between the top 5,000 Devil Heroes. It's even more forbidden to seek revenge and kill each other. Even if both parties have a feud of killing one's father or stealing one's wife, they must apply to the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower. Only after obtaining permission could they enter the arena and resolve the feud through a duel. Xiao Han, you've actually completely ignored the rules of the Devil Hero Tower and fought your way here. You've killed Xing Jiuyo. Do you know Xing Jiuyo's position in the Devil Hero world? He's a peerless figure who will compete for the top position in the future. Such a person's death is an irreparable loss to the entire Devil Hero world. You've already committed a heinous crime. Now if you stop, perhaps this crime will not affect your family and sect. If you continue to act willfully, then your entire family will die. Die without a burial place. Shimin Piaoshui finally brought out the Devil Hero Tower to suppress Xiao Han. However, everything that Shimin Piaoshui said was reasonable and reasonable. Indeed, the Devil Hero world had such a rule. No one dared to subvert and suppress this rule. At this moment, an unfathomable spiritual wave transmitted an old voice. Xiao Han, young man, where it is possible to forgive, one should forgive. Stop. If you continue to do this, indeed your entire family will be affected. This is a sin that will lead to the extermination of your entire family. Stop. If you stop now, only you will die. Don't harm your family, sect, and friends. The other psychic wave also made a sound. Xiao Han, since ancient times I have never seen such a thing as today. You came to someone else's sect and wanted to exterminate it. You even killed a devil hero. This is a serious crime. The higher-ups will definitely punish you severely. If you are not punished today, who will abide by the rules of the Devil Hero world in the future? Xiao Han turned a deaf ear to these voices. However, there was a look of contemplation in his eyes, and he did not say anything for a while. Such an expression fell into the eyes of Shimin Piaoshui and the many elites of Mingjian Villa. They all guessed that Xiao Han's heart must be filled with fear now. It was probably because of a guilty conscience. Ah, Xiao Han, are you afraid? You've done such a stupid thing just because you're hot-blooded. You'll surely die now. I've already sent a message to the higher-ups of the Freak Hero Pagoda. Soon, the higher-ups of the Freak Hero Pagoda will send an ancient authority or even an ancient authority to suppress you alive. Let's see how long you can be proud of yourself. Shimin Piaoshui flipped his right hand, and a Devil Hero token appeared in his hand. Just now, when he was talking to Xiao Han, he decisively used his spiritual wave to complain to the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower. Ha 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 ha. At this moment, Shimin Wuqing, who was being restrained by Xiao Han, also used all his strength to squeeze out words full of hatred. Xiao Han, you little bastard. You are a bastard who has no one to raise you. You are dead. The higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower can casually send an ancient giant down, and it is enough to kill you 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Your sect, the Cloud Sect, will also be destroyed. Your sin is unforgivable. Ah, are you afraid now? Are you very afraid? It is too late to regret now. Ah, you still want to kill me? Kill me, kill me, kill me if you have the guts. As soon as he finished speaking, puff! Xiao Han clenched his right hand. Many cracks suddenly appeared on Shimin Wuqing's neck, after which they spread out in a densely packed manner. After a breath, bang, bang. Shimin Wuqing's entire body suddenly exploded. In an instant, like a deflated balloon, he turned into a big pile of powder, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, Shimin Wuqing dead. The whole place was silent. I was thinking just now. Yes, I want to annihilate the entire Mingjian villa. This is too cruel and the sin of killing is too heavy. I don't want to kill so many people. After all, every debt has a debtor. In this way, from today onwards, the sect called Mingjian Villa will no longer exist, and it will be completely erased. Shimin Piao Shui must die. As for the others, all of you run for your lives. Xiao Han's voice was very calm, so calm that it was frightening and chilling. In the sky, the direct disciples of Mingjian Villa who were confronting Xiao Han, including a few demon warriors, had all lost their will to fight. Their hearts were all filled with fear. In fact, most of the direct disciples actually had the intention to retreat. Xiao Han had no scruples about killing Xing Jiuyo and Shimin Wuqing. Even if Shimin Piao Shui brought out the higher-ups of the demon warrior tower, it would not be able to stop Xiao Han. Roar? Xiao Han, you little bastard, you have gone too far. Die. Shimin Piao Shui's 3 corpses were furious, and he finally could not bear it anymore. He also used his ultimate killing technique. All the sword chi, sword intent, and sword techniques were brewed to the peak, and he slashed at Xiao Han. A golden sword chi flew towards Xiao Han. This sword chi was hundreds of zhang long, and there was a multicolored light and mist tumbling around it. It was the size of a door, and it contained a deep sharpness, as if it could cut through anything, pierce through anything, and cut through anything. Its speed was more than 100 times faster than the speed of sound. Moreover, in this sword there was a myriad of phenomena, and many illusory scenes appeared. Countless palaces, houses, mountains, seas, clouds, thunder, dragons, and tigers appeared, alternating and changing. This sword caused the chi of heaven and earth to collapse, and even the space was cut into pieces. This sword did not have a name, but it was Shimin Piao Shui's ultimate killing move. Moreover, Shimin Piao Shui's sword intent was in the intermediate stage, and his intermediate stage sword intent was many times more brilliant than Xiafeng's. After the sword slashed out, a lot of sword intent appeared in the air, and it turned into sword-shaped air currents like a swarm of bees and also attacked Xiao Han. The gravel, grass, and withered leaves on the ground suddenly turned into sharp swords, and like a tide, they rushed towards Xiao Han, wanting to kill him. Clang, 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 clang. The swords of the sword cultivators in the true energy realm standing beside Shimin Piao Shui were also drawn by Shimin Piao Shui's sword intent, and they all unsheathed their swords. What was more spectacular was that, as Shimin Piao Shui's sword intent surged, countless swords in the entire Mingjian villa, including the inner sect disciples, outer sect disciples, and inner sect disciples, as well as the hidden sword court, also rose from the sky, forming a torrent of swords and a tornado of swords. They all rushed towards Xiao Han. For a moment, Xiao Han was completely turned into a lonely boat in the storm of swords. Amazing! Shimin Piao Shui is indeed worthy of being the founder of a large sect. His attainments in swordsmanship have really reached the peak. His understanding and use of sword intent is simply uncanny, and he deserves the title of sword master. Right now, he is only one step away from mastering the sword intent, and then he will have the chance to become a giant throughout the ages. Xiao Han, this person, relied on fortuitous encounters, relied on daring to fight, relied on ruthlessness, and relied on fortuitous encounters to reach this stage. However, in terms of foundation, in the end he is still far from Shimin Piao Shui. Yes, Shimin Piao Shui has gone all out, and with this sword, I'm afraid that Xiao Han will not be able to dodge it. The spiritual waves from all directions who were watching the show, all praised Shimin Piao Shui's sword. But Xiao Han, boom, the indestructible golden body surged out. Above the 53 million cauldron great flesh shell, it suddenly shone with a divine light, the nebula changed and the runes intertwined. Xiao Han stood there like a god, not moving an inch. This sword, I indeed cannot dodge it, but why should I? Xiao Han's heart was steady. One must know that Shimin Piao Shui's current cultivation was that he had opened 60 acupoints in his body. Expanding acupoints 10 times, the amplification of the acupoints was 48 times. Taking everything into account, Shimin Piao Shui's pure Jinqi strength was about 2 to 3 million cauldron. Coupled with the support of the Jinqi divine technique, sword chi, and sword intent, the powerful attack of a sword cultivator, Shimin Piao Shui's sword could slash out a strength of around 10 million cauldron. This was almost the limit of the attack of an ordinary expanding acupoint realm. Of course, if Shimin Piao Shui could transform into a talisman, the quality of his Jinqi would increase by 10 times, and the power of his sword would be several tens of million cauldron, enough to repel Xiao Han. However, his foundation was still insufficient, and he was currently unable to advance to the transforming talisman realm. The difference between the expanding acupoint realm and the transforming talisman realm was too great. Unless he was some kind of freak who could expand his acupoints hundreds or even thousands of times, that was another matter. In terms of battle prowess, Shimin Piao Shui was far from Yingzhan Tian. Thus, Xiao Han did not even need to dodge this sword. He could just release his invincible golden body and take it head-on. 53 million cauldron of pure strength, coupled with the invincible golden body, made Shimin Piao Shui's maximum attack power of 10 million cauldron completely insignificant. In the blink of an eye. Po, 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 po. Endless sword chi, sword intent, sword light, sword chi formed from air, all kinds of treasured swords, rocks, trees and withered leaves, all slashed at Xiao Han's body. Xiao Han's entire body was enveloped by the endless sword chi. King, 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 king. The sound of metal clashing did not stop. However, at this moment, poo, 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 among the sword chi that attacked Xiao Han, a portion of it unexpectedly rebounded. Xiao, xiao, xiao. The remnant sword chi that rebounded caused the true chi realm experts beside Shimin Piao Shui to retreat. Their bodies were cut by the sword chi and fresh blood spurted out. Hong, 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 hong. The remnant sword chi as well as the rebounded swords were like a bomb exploding on the mountain buildings and trees of Mingjian Villa, causing a portion of the mountain to collapse, and some buildings to be torn apart. Countless inner sect disciples, outer sect disciples, and inner sect disciples were slashed by the sword chi. Instantly, a large number of them were killed or injured, causing the entire Mingjian Villa to be filled with wails and cries of agony. Xiao Han stepped out of the torrent of sword chi and walked towards Shimin Piao Shui. His entire body was spotless and clean. As he walked, the endless world Yuan Qi collapsed inwards. His qi could devour mountains and rivers and everything could be destroyed. Shimin Piao Shui's killing blow did not cause any damage to Xiao Han at all. Instead, Xiao Han's invincible golden body rebounded a portion of the remnant sword qi, causing the Mingjian Villa to become a scene of desolation, and blood flowed like a river. Shimin Piao Shui, this sword of yours is only SOSO. Those under the symbol transformation realm are all ants. Xiao Han said indifferently. Alright Shimin Piao Shui, you will die today. No one in the world can save you. Chapter 295. Those below the talisman transformation realm are all ants. This was Shimin Piao Shui's ultimate killing move. He had relied on this move to create a name that would never be forgotten. He had lived a glorious life showing off his martial prowess. However, when this move landed on Xiao Han's body, not only did it not pierce through Xiao Han's defense, but instead the sword chi was reflected back, causing the entire Mingjian Villa to be full of holes. Who knew how many buildings had collapsed and who knew how many disciples had died? In Xiao Han's eyes, this sword strike had become a complete joke. An extremely clumsy and childish joke. How is this possible? Shimin Piao Shui's mind collapsed. I am a sword cultivator. I practice profound sword techniques. My forte is attack power. My attack power is one of the more outstanding ones in the expanded acupoint realm. Even if this sword of mine was unable to kill Xiao Han, it would still cause him to be in a sorry state and even injure him. But why was he able to block it? Only experts at the symbol transformation realm and above are able to block this sword of mine without the slightest injury. Could it be that Xiao Han? No. He is not at the talisman transformation realm. He is definitely not at the talisman transformation realm. Shimin Piao Shui was in a daze. At this time, the mental energy fluctuations from all directions who were watching the show from afar also began to whisper and discuss fervently, what's going on? This Xiao Han actually blocked Shimin Piao Shui's heaven-defying sword strike with just the strength of his body. How strong is he? He said that those below the talisman transformation realm are all ants. Could it be that his battle power has already reached the talisman transformation realm? He must have reached the talisman transformation realm. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to block Shimin Piao Shui's extreme attack so easily. This is too powerful. It is simply heaven-defying. This Xiao Han is a monster. A complete monster. How old is he? At most, he should be in his early 20s. Yet, he actually possesses a technique comparable to the talisman transformation realm. Since ancient times, there has never been such a person in our human world. No wonder he dared to challenge the entire Mingjian Villa. No wonder. So his methods are so forceful. It's over. If the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Pagoda do not intervene in time, Mingjian Villa will be destroyed and Shimen Piaoxue will be killed. At this moment, most of the true Qi realm experts standing beside Shimen Piaoxue had ashen faces as they exchanged glances with each other. Soon, Villa Master, I'm sorry. From now on, I will leave Mingjian Villa and become a wandering cultivator of the Jianghu. I will establish my own sect. A white-clothed middle-aged sword cultivator cupped his hands and said to Shimen Piaoxue. Then he looked at Xiao Han in fear. Xiao Han, this, okay, you can go. I won't hurt you. Xiao Han nodded in satisfaction. The white-robed middle-aged sword cultivator sighed as if a heavy burden had been lifted from his shoulders. Then he transformed into a ray of sword light and fled 500 kilometers away. Villa Master, I am also preparing to go to the northern region to seek refuge with my uncle. I'm sorry. Thank you, Manor Lord, for nurturing me for so many years. I'm leaving too. Villa Lord, my Majesty Father has always wanted me to go back and inherit his throne. Although it is just a small country in the southern region, it has tens of millions of people. I have to go back and help my Majesty Father govern the country. In an instant, more than half of the true Qi realm sword cultivators that surrounded Shimen Piaoxue had left. Only a few dozen loyal ones were still protecting Shimen Piaoxue. They looked at Xiao Han with eyes full of fear and hatred. When the tree falls, the monkeys scatter. Shimen Piaoxue's lifeless face showed a tragic expression of being at the end of his road. Xiao Han, you little bastard. You actually destroyed my foundation. You will die a horrible death. At this moment, boom, 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 boom. In the mountain of Mingjian Villa, it was like a volcano had erupted. 81 streaks of sword qi rushed out. Within the entire mountain there were puffing sounds. In an instant the sword qi exploded. The sword roared and soared into the sky. Within the 81 streaks of sword qi, there were bright moons circling around them. They circulated endlessly and revealed the unstoppable sword qi waves. It was extremely fierce. Could suppress ghosts and gods. Xiao Han was slightly stunned. Mountain guarding sword formation, defend Mingjian Villa and kill this little bastard. Shimen Piaoxue roared. Mountain guarding sword formation, defend Mingjian Villa and kill this little bastard. Mountain guarding sword formation, defend Mingjian Villa and kill this little bastard. Shimen Piaoxue's group of loyal followers also roared fanatically. Finally, they activated the mountain guarding sword formation. Mingjian Villa has taken out all their trump cards. Mountain guarding sword formation. This mountain guarding sword formation was a remnant scroll that Shimen Piaoxue found in an ancient ruin. He spent 60 years to collect endless heavenly and earthly treasures and precious materials. With 81 peerless treasured swords as the foundation, he set them up in the mountain. Once the sword formation is activated, it will be able to attract an earth-shattering sword qi attack. It will kill all living things, kill people, kill ghosts, and destroy everything. Shimen Piaoxue has put his life on the line and activated the mountain guarding sword formation. The surrounding spirit waves were all discussing. In the blink of an eye, the 81 sword qi suddenly formed a sword light that was shaped like a heavenly dragon. It was 100 feet long and suddenly rushed towards Xiao Han. The dragon-shaped sword light shot out by the mountain guarding sword formation was awe-inspiring. When the sword slashed down, the sword power was monstrous. It reversed yin and yang and stirred up the universe. The sword qi shook everywhere like a cosmic storm, sweeping through the starry sky and the 8 desolates. Xiao Han is doomed. This mountain guarding sword formation is activated by the endless top-grade true qi spirit stones and the mineral veins under the mountain range. It can even kill an ordinary talisman transformation realm martial artist. Although Xiao Han's flesh shell is strong, he may not be able to block it. Even if he can block it, he will definitely be seriously injured. Yes, according to the legends, there are a few dragon veins buried under Mingjian Villa. These dragon veins are equivalent to the fate of the entire Mingjian Villa. In fact, these dragon veins are top-grade true qi spirit stones mineral veins. However, every time this mountain guarding sword formation is activated, it will draw an endless amount of energy. Although Mingjian Villa has stored a lot of top-grade true qi spirit stones and a few dragon veins, it is definitely impossible to continuously activate the sword formation. With the resources of Mingjian Villa, they can only activate it 3 or 4 times at most. If they can't kill Xiao Han these few times, Mingjian Villa will no longer have any resources. Xiao Han, you die. Die under the attack of the mountain guarding sword formation. Shimen Piaoxue's eyes were burning with confidence again. Even an ordinary talisman transformation realm martial artist will not be able to escape death. I don't believe that you will be safe and sound. Villa Lord, activating the mountain guarding sword formation like this is equivalent to consuming our resources and foundation. According to the foundation of our Mingjian Villa, we can only activate the sword formation 5 times. Villa Lord, after 5 times, Mingjian Villa's 10,000 years of accumulation will be exhausted. All the disciples will lose their cultivation resources. An elder of Mingjian Villa was deeply worried. Shut up. This is a matter of life and death for the entire Mingjian Villa. Even if we have to exhaust all our resources, we have to kill Xiao Han. However, everyone don't worry. We don't need to use it 5 times. Just 1 or 2 times will be enough to kill Xiao Han. We will spend 1,000 years to replenish the resources that we have consumed, Shimen Piaoxua said coldly. In a flash, the dragon-shaped sword light absorbed all the vitality between heaven and earth and was about to envelop Xiao Han. Mountain guarding sword formation? Break it for me. Xiao Han's body was still motionless. The corner of his mouth twitched and he gently lifted his left arm. In an instant, Xiao Han's left arm shone with a demonic light and emitted an ancient demonic light. All the demonic energy contained in the 9 demonic veins were all channeled into the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor Crystal, directly activating the demonic technique, Azure Dragon's Possession. This technique could turn Xiao Han's body into a dragon. In a certain period of time, his physical body would transform into the physique of the immemorial Azure Dragon. Boom! A piece of amber, beautiful, flawless Demon Emperor Crystal shone on Xiao Han's left arm. It was like the most gorgeous gem in the world. Within the amber-colored Demon Emperor Crystal was sealed a ferocious, evil, and murderous Azure Dragon. Every scale of the Azure Dragon was covered with demonic and evil demon clan talismans, as if there were countless demon clan members praying and chanting. Boom! All of a sudden, the ferocious Azure Dragon sealed in the Demon Emperor Crystal was forced out and merged into Xiao Han's body. 2 became 1. In an instant, a monstrous demonic qi emitted from Xiao Han's body, mixed with the immemorial dragon's roar. The sky and the sun were completely covered by the demonic qi, and heaven and earth seemed to have fallen into a boundless, despairing darkness. Roar? Xiao Han's body convulsed, and the crazy power was generated like a landslide and a tsunami. It caused Xiao Han's aura to rise continuously without any limit. Inside Xiao Han's body, the sky and earth were turned upside down. Streams of immemorial energy were burning, purifying, filling, and roaring, making every meridian in Xiao Han's body like a giant dragon. The next moment, puff, 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 puff. On the surface of Xiao Han's skin, pieces of shiny green dragon scales appeared. His body began to grow taller. Xiao Han's head turned into a dragon's head. His entire body was covered with green scales. Puff. A green dragon's tail was also whipped out. In an instant, the majestic aura of the immemorial desolation completely erupted, sweeping across heaven and earth. Dragon roars sounded. Finally, Xiao Han's entire body transformed into a primordial Azure Dragon. The Azure Dragon that was 100 feet long coiled up in the sky. This Azure Dragon had a long body like a snake, the head of a qilin and the tail of a carp. It had a long beard, horns like a deer, 5 claws and a majestic appearance. It was obvious that it had the terrifying power of an ancient remnant beast. An extremely dangerous aura filled the entire sky and earth. This aura was extremely evil, and it emitted a ferocious murderous aura. At the same time, it was high and mighty, representing nobility, supercilious, and disregarding all life. It had a majesty that was above all other living beings. In an instant, Xiao Han squeezed out all his demonic power and struck out the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor's natal demonic technique, Azure Dragon Possession. This is? Suddenly, Xiao Han felt that the Azure Dragon Possession this time was actually much stronger than the first time he used it. His defensive power had also increased. Now, after transforming into the Azure Dragon, Xiao Han's strength was infinitely close to 100 million, and his defensive power was extremely abnormal. All right, I know now. Previously, when I fought with the Emperor of the Sun and the others, my physical body strength was only 14 million cauldron. Hence, after I changed my physical body's physique to that of the Azure Dragon, I could only burst forth with about 50 million cauldron of strength. Now, my physical body's strength has reached 53 million cauldron. My foundation is incredibly sturdy. When I executed the Azure Dragon Possession again, my physical body's physique changed, and the Azure Dragon's strength increased as well, reaching close to 100 million cauldron. I completely understand now. The stronger the physical strength, the more sturdy the foundation, and the greater the strength after transforming into the Azure Dragon body. So, this natal demonic technique of the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor has such a mystery. With the strength of nearly 100 million, I can directly crush people like Ingzhan Tian. However, I can only maintain the Azure Dragon transformation for 10 breaths of time. The Azure Dragon, which was nearly 100 feet long, was entrenched at the peak of Mingjian Villa. The entire Mingjian Villa was plunged into darkness and despair. The disciples of the physical body realm in the villa were all so scared that they covered their heads and fled. Some of them were deeply prostrated on the ground, some were so scared that they became insane, and some were even scared to death. The blood of Shimin Piaoxue and the dozens of loyal disciples froze. The mental energy fluctuations that were watching the show from all directions also retreated in fear. Clang, 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 then the second, third, fourth and fifth sword chi. The mountain guarding sword formation continuously shot out 5 sword chi, all of which were blocked on the surface of the Azure Dragon's body. They did not even break through the defense. After the 5 sword chi were killed, the mountain guarding sword formation lost its energy supply and could no longer shoot out sword chi. Moreover, these 5 sword chi had completely exhausted all the resources of Mingjian Villa. In an instant, all the spirit flowers and spirit grasses on Mingjian Mountain Villa withered. The mountain range that was full of vitality became lifeless. The original lush greenery began to fade, turning into pieces of grayish-brown mountain rocks. After 10 breaths of time, Xiaohan's transformation ended. His dragon body twisted in the air, and Xiaohan changed back from the Azure Dragon to his human form. This series of changes had drained a significant amount of Xiaohan's physical strength, causing him to feel slightly exhausted. However, his current foundation was too solid. Even though he was exhausted, he was still able to exert a force of around 20 million cauldrons. In a flash, Xiaohan's body moved, and his right hand grabbed Shimin Piaoxue, who was dumbfounded and full of despair. He grabbed his neck forcefully. "Shimin Piaoxue, you bastard!" Xiaohan stared at Shimin Piaoxue. "How dare you force Yunrong to take the poison? Now Yunrong only has 3 years left to live. Although I have sworn to find the poison for Yunrong, I am not completely confident. If I fail, Yunrong will die. Fine. No matter what, I will kill you first." After being completely subdued by Xiaohan, Shimin Piaoxue's heart surged with endless despair and fear. The dignity and pride in his life had been crushed into powder. "Xiaohan, listen to me first. It's just Xiao Yunrong. It's not worth it for you to kill so many people. Let me go this time. Don't worry, I will compensate you. Mingjian Villa has a lot of female disciples. I will give you as many as you want. How about it?" Shimin Piaoxue's tone finally softened as he begged bitterly. As soon as these words came out, it announced that Mingjian Villa had completely lost the power to resist and was destroyed by Xiaohan. Shimin Piaoxue was like a fish on the chopping board, waiting to be slaughtered by Xiaohan. Go! Shimin Piaoxue's loyal followers could no longer hold on. They all understood that Xiaohan's strength was too terrifying. It was simply not something they could imagine. Even the mountain guarding grand formation was unable to harm a single hair on Xiaohan's body. Moreover, the mountain guarding grand formation had already emptied Mingjian Villa's foundation and accumulation. Now Mingjian Villa really only existed in name. All of a sudden the loyal followers all flew away. In the end, all the true Qi realm sword cultivators beside Shimin Piaoxue had left. Only Shimin Piaoxue was left alone with his neck in Xiaohan's grasp. His life and death was firmly controlled by Xiaohan. The spirit waves that were watching the show from all directions sighed. Mingjian Villa is finished. Completely defeated. It was destroyed by Xiaohan. Xiaohan is too cruel. He destroyed a sect that has existed for 10,000 years in just 2 hours at such a young age. TSK, if Xiaohan was allowed to grow for a few more years, 10 more years, how powerful would he be? I've long heard that Xiaohan was an expert in demonic techniques. Today I've seen it with my own eyes. His demonic techniques have completely surpassed most of the high demon emperors. This person is really powerful. He gives off a feeling that he is undefeatable. This person is very promising. He will definitely be a great figure in the future. Heroes come from the young. However, I don't know if the higher-ups will have any opinions about him possessing demonic techniques. Xiaohan, let me go. What do you think? Xiao Yunrong took the poison herself. I didn't force her. I think there might be some misunderstanding between us. Shimin Piaoxue begged repeatedly. He knew that as long as Xiaohan exerted force in his right hand, he would be completely crushed and die without a complete corpse. His life was hanging by a thread. Shimin Piaoxue had no choice but to say something that he had never said before in his life. At this moment, boom, all of a sudden, a vast will descended from the direction of the Yaoxia domain. This consciousness was majestic and ethereal. It was like a saint enlightening the world, like a spring breeze sweeping the universe. It had the means of an immortal. This consciousness was vast and mighty, emitting an invincible aura that penetrated the heaven and earth. And this thought let out a sound. It was just a sigh, but it made all living beings bow their heads and no one dared to disobey. It's the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower. The spiritual waves that were watching the show from all directions of Mingjian Villa immediately exclaimed in horror. At this moment, Shimin Piaoxue, whose neck was being grabbed by Xiao Han, had a change in expression. His originally pleading expression became malevolent. Endless resentment and hatred burst out from Shimin Piaoxue's eyes. He grimaced in pain and let out a shriek as if he was grieving the death of his parents. "Hi-ups, you're finally here. That's great. That's really great. If you were one step late, Xiao Han, that little bastard would have murdered me. Hi-ups, listen to me. Xiao Han violated the rules of the Yaoxia world, trampled on Mingjian Villa, killed many of my disciples and killed 2 Yaoxia in a row. His crimes are monstrous. He has gone astray and become a crazy demon. Moreover, he used demonic techniques without authorization. It's a heinous crime and unforgivable. Hi-ups, you saw it with your own eyes. Now Xiao Han wants to kill me again. Hi-ups, please uphold justice. Skin Xiao Han, that little bastard, and pull out his tendons. Kill his entire family and uproot his sect. For this little demon, none of his family, friends, or sect are good people. They're all crazy." Gu-gu-gu, gu-gu-gu, a strange sound burst out from Shimin Piaoxue's throat. It sounded like he was laughing. "Xiao Han, you're finished. The higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower are here. You're finished. You'll definitely be punished. Moreover, you can't kill me in front of the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Tower. The higher-ups are resourceful. Even if you kill me, they can still resurrect me. Go. Xiao Han, I want to see how the higher-ups deal with you. The sins you've committed are unforgivable. You won't have a good ending." Shimin Piaoxue is saved after all. The higher-ups are here and they won't allow Xiao Han to kill again. Xiao Han is finished. The sins he's committed are enough to implicate his entire family. Even the Pure Maiden sect will be implicated. Right, such a disaster is enough to make the sect master of the Pure Maiden sect, Wu Du, suffer. Wu Du didn't teach him well and his cultivation may be destroyed. The psychic waves in all directions were also discussing cautiously. "Shimin Piaoxue, don't speak for now. I'll deal with it." The psychic wave sounded. Xiao Han immediately recognized that this psychic wave was the one who discussed with him, threatened, and enticed him to go to the demon metropolis to assassinate Yen Lang. He also personally agreed to let Xiao Han go and kill Shimin Piaoxue. Moreover, he would frame Shimin Piaoxue with some groundless charges. "Xiao Han. Let go of me, little bastard." Shimin Piaoxue finally felt relieved and he grinned hideously. "Let go of me? Still not letting go? Don't tell me you dare to kill someone in front of the higher-ups? Kill me if you have the guts. I want to see how big your guts are." Shimin Piaoxue was completely fearless now. At this moment, "You think I don't dare to kill you? I'm here today to kill you." Xiao Han grinned hideously. Suddenly he squeezed his right hand. Bang! Shimin Piaoxue exploded. He was crushed by Xiao Han. Chapter 296. Puchi, Xiao Han squeezed Shimin Piaoxue to death in front of everyone's eyes. In an instant the entire world fell silent. Not a single sound could be heard. In all directions the hundreds of people who were watching the show were all deeply shocked, unable to control themselves. Shimin Piaoxue was dead. Countless true chi spirit stones, sword art illustrations, peerless sword, map, special keys, heavenly treasures, and his devil hero token all fell out of his broken body. Shimin Piaoxue should not have died. He definitely should not have died. One must know that the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower had come in person to intervene in this matter. Therefore Shimin Piaoxue should not have died. Shimin Piaoxue was a veritable senior devil hero. In the secular world he was also the founder of a large sect. In his life he had also killed many demon clans and made unparalleled contributions. He was a person with special authority in this world. Even if he had committed a heinous crime he should not have died. At most he should have been punished by the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower. No one had the right to kill him in front of everyone. There were clear rules in the Devil Hero world that private fights and killings were not allowed between devil heroes. Xiao Han actually killed people in front of the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower. This was a great crime. Shimin Piaoshua's death in such a way could be said to be a disgrace to the entire Devil Hero world. Now the people who were watching from all directions were stunned. They looked at the devastated Mingjian villa, and then looked at the scattered pieces of Shimin Piaoshue, Shimin Wuqing, and Xing Jiuyo's corpses. These people who were watching from the sidelines actually had a feeling of sympathy. Now they could not wait to go crazy and go hysterical. They wanted to surround and kill Xiao Han. This was a great shame to the Devil Hero world, something that had never happened in history. Xiao Han was blatantly breaking the rules. Xiao Han, you are too presumptuous. Do you know that you are subverting the rules of the Devil Hero world and destroying the balance of the Devil Hero world? You killed Shimin Piaoshue and there is no room for redemption. You've sealed off all your escape routes. The higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower will definitely punish you. You're seeking your own death. Why don't you leave a way out for yourself? A ball of spiritual energy rippled out as an experienced voice rang out. In the next instant the air warped, and a powerful aura descended from the sky. Following which a white-bearded elder walked out of thin air. Radiating a divine glow, his jinchi rippled violently. He was an expanded aperture realm expert. He was the one who had scolded Xiao Han earlier, and the moment he appeared, he stared angrily at Xiao Han. Xiao Han. What a traitor. Tisk. Xiao Han looked at the old man disdainfully. I do things without mercy? Why didn't Shimin Piaoshue leave a way out? Didn't you hear what he said? He and I have formed a deep enmity, and he is thinking of every possible way to scheme against me. Furthermore, he doesn't dare to fight me alone, and instead instigates and forces the innocent Yun Rong to poison me. Is this what you call leaving a way out? Shimin Piaoshue only had herself to blame. I was forced to defend myself. This Shimin Piaoshue bullied me and I decided to go all the way. I'll let him see what it means to be a ferocious demon, and what it means to be killed no matter how far away you are. What, you want to meddle in other people's business? Fine, come out and I'll kill you as well. If you don't dare, then don't talk nonsense in front of me and go back obediently. If you roar at me again, I'll kill you. I, Xiao Han, am a man of my words. Xiao Han was ready to risk it all. Since he was going to the demon metropolis soon, whether he lived or died, it was up to the heavens. Before he left, he didn't mind killing a few more people. Xiao Han's words were full of arrogance, despotism, and no taboo at all. It was to the fullest. Thus, although the surrounding spirit ripples were full of resentment towards Xiao Han, they didn't dare to say anything. The old man was choked by Xiao Han's words. He was furious, but after thinking about it, he didn't dare to roar at Xiao Han again, afraid that he would be killed by Xiao Han. He looked at the supreme spirit ripples, the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Pagoda, bowed deeply and said in a trembling voice. Higher-ups, you've seen it with your own eyes. Xiao Han is treacherous. He dared to kill Shimin Piaoshue in front of you. He's really lawless. Please come out quickly and uphold justice. Xiao Han has become a demon, and he's good at high-level demon emperor techniques. He must be killed in order to protect the dignity of our demon hero world. Higher-ups, please punish Xiao Han. Higher-ups, please punish Xiao Han. Countless strands of spiritual force were asking for orders. Keep quiet, I have my own plans. The higher-ups said seriously. Shimin Piaoshue, this person should be killed. Dying in the hands of Xiao Han is indeed his own fault. This sentence was simply earth-shattering. A stone stirred up 1,000 ripples. Before this, no one could have imagined that the higher-ups would say such words. Shimin Piaoshue colluded with the demon race and is plotting a rebellion. The higher-ups of the Demon Hero Pagoda have already investigated and collected evidence. We will publish this evidence at a later date, the higher-ups said seriously. Betraying the human race and colluding with the demon race is an unforgivable crime. It's not too much to exterminate his entire family. Although Xiao Han's method of killing Shimin Piaoshue is overbearing, it's also reasonable. His words once again created a shock. Shimin Piaoshue colluded with the demon race. However, before this there were no signs at all. However, every word of the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Pagoda was an edict and could not be refuted. These spirit ripples chose to believe it instinctively. However, there were also some who were agitated and grumbled. But, higher-ups, even if Shimin Piaoshue colluded with the demon race and committed an unforgivable crime, it doesn't seem that it's Xiao Han's turn to kill him, right? What Xiao Han did is no different from breaking the rules. Rules? The higher-ups suddenly sneered. What are rules? In our world, the human race and the demon race coexist, but in reality, It's a world where the weak are prey to the strong and the survival of the fittest. The law of the jungle is vividly displayed. Rules were set by the strong in order to crush the weak. When a person's strength reaches a certain level, he has the right to break the rules and establish a new one. Reality is often very cruel. Rules are made for those who do not have the strength to break the rules. Those who do not have the strength to challenge the rules will only lead to death. Those who do have the strength to challenge the rules and the rules want to crush them. Then the old rules will be crushed. Is Xiao Han a person who can break the rules? I don't need to say more about this. You should understand. Xiao Han is only in his early 20s, and he could challenge the entire Mingjian villa and kill Shimin Piaoxue without any effort. Moreover, you haven't received the news yet. I'll tell you now. In the recent Devil Hero ranking competition, Xiao Han defeated the Emperor of Japan, Yingzhan Tian, and the others, and obtained the ranking of 1650. What realm is Yingzhan Tian? Talisman Transformation Realm. Xiao Han is not even 20 years old, and he can defeat a Talisman Transformation Realm. Have you heard of such a monster? Even I have not heard of it. Not even 20 years old, and he's ranked 1650. You can only look up to him. Furthermore, Shimin Piaoxue is a person who committed a heinous crime. Xiao Han killing him is enforcing the law. Not even 20 years old, and he defeated a Talisman Transformation Realm. Not even 20 years old, and he's ranked 1650 on the Devil Hero ranking. What a rare character. In all directions, the spirit fluctuations that were filled with resentment all kept quiet out of fear. They didn't dare to say anything more. All right, all of you can leave. This matter ends here. Whoever dares to continue this matter, I will punish them severely and not tolerate them. Of course, if you have the strength to challenge the rules, I will definitely set new rules for you. Leave now. I still have something to discuss with Xiao Han alone. The moment these words came out, the spirit ripples that were watching the show receded like water. Soon, there was only Xiao Han and the upper echelon spirit ripples left in this place. Xiao Han, I have fulfilled your wish so that you can kill Shimin Piaoxue with your own hands. Are you satisfied with this matter? The high-level spirit ripples smiled. Well, thank you, high-level spirit ripples. Xiao Han smiled. Then you should also be at ease to complete the task that the high level of the Monster Hero Tower has been planning for tens of thousands of years, right? The high-level spirit ripples said sternly. Now follow me back, take the secret medicine, and then set off for the demon metropolis. Alright, the trip to the demon metropolis is imminent. I know this, and I am willing to go to the demon metropolis. However, before I leave, I also want to return to the Pure Cloud sect to bid farewell to the sect master, my senior brothers, and my 2 wives. Xiao Han said. Alright, you return to the Pure Cloud sect first to deal with the final matters. Pure Cloud sect. Pure Cloud sect. In the garden. Wu was sitting in the pavilion, flipping through an ancient book, looking very calm and relaxed. Dong Fangqin and Fang Ling stood on his left and right respectively. Xiao Han had already come to Wu Bai's side. Xiao Han, if I am not wrong, you must have some secret agreement with the high level of the Monster Hero Tower, right? Otherwise, the high level would not have allowed you to destroy the entire Mingjian villa. Now, the high level seems to have broken the rules for you. Wu Bai put down the ancient book in his hand and looked at Xiao Han. Dong Fangqin and Fang Ling also looked at Xiao Han. Sect Master, forgive me for not being clear about this matter. Sect Master, I am about to leave to complete the task. I am here to bid farewell to Sect Master, Senior Brother Dong Fang, and Senior Brother Fang Ling. Xiao Han said seriously. What is the task? Wu Bai asked seriously. Sect Master, please do not ask. I know what I am doing. Moreover, it is not that I do not want to be clear, but this is related to a secret. Sect Master, rest assured. Once I complete the task and return to the Pure Cloud sect, I will definitely tell the whole story. Xiao Han said seriously. Wu Bai stared at Xiao Han. After a dozen breaths, he smiled and stood up. Xiao Han, you have grown up and can take charge. Good. When are you going? Immediately. Xiao Han smiled. Xiao Han, I wish you success in completing the task. Wu Bai extended his right hand to Xiao Han. Xiao Han's mind shook. He also extended his hand and shook Wu Bai's hand. After bidding farewell to Wu Bai, Dong Fangqin, and Fang Ling, Xiao Han returned to his mountain peak and bid farewell to Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong. Xiao Han tried his best to coax the 2 girls to be obedient. However, before he left, he could not help but linger with them. After a few hours, the 2 girls collapsed on the bed. Xiao Han then kissed their foreheads reluctantly and left. Standing at the peak, Xiao Han activated the Demon Hero token and sent a message to the upper echelon. Alright, higher-ups, I have bid farewell. Now I can teleport to the evil hero tower? Very good. The higher-ups smiled. In the next moment, boom, an inexplicable and mighty spatial energy exploded from Xiao Han's evil hero token and enveloped Xiao Han. A large space rippled and Xiao Han was teleported out of the Pure Cloud sect. Pure Cloud Palace. Wu Bai placed his hands behind his back and looked at the sky far away. Dong Fangqin and Fang Ling stood behind him. Sect Master, what mission is junior brother Xiao Han going to complete? Dong Fangqin frowned slightly. It must be an extremely dangerous mission. This time, if Xiao Han can return alive, his future will exceed anyone's expectations. He will soar to the sky. Wu Bai's eyes were deep. As for what mission it is, I do not dare to make a guess. I still need to think about it carefully. To be continued. Chapter 297. After killing Shimin Piaoxue and destroying Mingjian Villa, Xiao Han returned to the Pure Cloud sect to bid farewell. Then he was directly teleported to the Demon Hero Tower. On a certain floor of the Demon Hero Tower. In a mysterious room. The room was shining brightly and was enshrouded in divine light. The mist was deep and the air was full of immortal qi. There were thousands of bright moons floating on the four walls, which were engraved with dense talismans. Xiao Han's spirit was tense. He walked around the room for a while. At this moment, Xiao Han, the spiritual fluctuation of a high-level official, also penetrated into the room and made a sound. His voice was filled with unbearable excitement. This really makes me very excited. This plan is aimed at Yen Lang. Xiao Han, you know now that Yen Lang is the biggest black sheep of our human world. His harm is even greater than those great demon emperors. Our human world will be in danger if we don't get rid of Yen Lang. Good. Now we can finally start this plan. We will name this plan Project Ether, which means to save the heavens. This plan is the biggest secret of the human world. Even the elders don't know the details of this plan. Project Ether? Xiao Han sneered in his heart. However, Xiao Han had to go to the demon metropolis. On the one hand, it was because the demon egg in his heart seemed to be summoned by something. On the other hand, Xiao Yunrong's poison could only be cured through Yen Lang. Otherwise, Xiao Yunrong would definitely die. Then let's start the plan? The high-level official announced in an extremely serious tone. Boom, 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 from the middle of the room. Slowly, a glazed palm rose up from the ground. The palm of this palm. It was holding a pill. This pill was the size of a fist and had a blue luster. However, the demon qi contained in it was simply overwhelming and unimaginable. Moreover, from the inside of the pill, the ferocious roars of the demonic race exploded out. It was as if there were billions of purest demonic race bloodlines sealed within the pill, and they were howling at every moment. It was as if these demonic race could come out at any moment to devour humans and bring disaster to the world. Countless twisted ancient demon talismans. Layers upon layers of pills were wrapped around them. And this. All of a sudden, Xiao Han's body trembled. He actually leaned back. He was forced to take a step back by the demonic qi within the pill. This doesn't look like a medicinal pill at all. It's more like a world of the demon clan, a demon nation. Xiao Han was shocked. Putting aside consuming this pill, even an ordinary Jinchi realm cultivator would find their mind corrupted by demonic qi if they were to approach it, and they might even lose their rationality. Traces of violence and irritation rose in Xiao Han's heart. At this moment, the demonic egg in his heart emitted a demonic aura of a higher grade, which slowly circulated in Xiao Han's heart. At this moment, the demonic qi emitted by the pill was nothing to Xiao Han. The violence and bloodthirst in his heart faded away. Xiao Han's state of mind became incomparably calm and steady, like still water without ripples. Instead, he observed the pill with great interest. Xiao Han, you are indeed talented. It seems that the demonic origin energy in your heart can perfectly control the demonic qi in this pill. This makes things easier. It will allow you to successfully carry out the first step of the plan. The voice of the higher-ups was elated. Xiao Han, this pill took us tens of thousands of years of painstaking research and development. As you can see, ordinary Jinchi realm cultivators, even expanded acupoint realm or talisman transformation realm cultivators, will go crazy just by holding this pill, not to mention consuming it. After consuming this pill, your entire body will be filled with demonic qi. Even your internal organs will be surrounded by demonic qi. Your true acupoint will be blocked by the demonic qi, making it impossible for you to release your true chi or use any true chi divine art. It's fortunate that you didn't expand your true acupoint. If you did, the demonic chi in the pill might not be able to block your true acupoint. If a trace of true chi leaked out, you will become the target of all the demons in the demon capital. You will be attacked by tens of thousands of demons and torn to pieces in an instant. Alright Xiaohan, you can consume this pill now, the higher-ups said excitedly. In the past there were great figures who volunteered to consume this pill. However, they could only endure it for a few hours. After a few hours they could no longer suppress the demonic chi in their bodies, causing the demonic chi to rush to their brains and cause chi deviation. However, Xiaohan, you should be able to control it. Let's begin. Consume the pill. The demonic chi in this pill is enough for you to disguise yourself as a high-level demon emperor. Even I can't see through this disguise. The experts of the demon world will also be deceived and won't be able to see through it. After I consume this pill and disguise myself as a demon emperor, how do I get rid of the demonic chi in the future? Xiaohan hesitated for a while and asked. It doesn't matter. When you complete the mission and return to the demon hero pagoda, I will give you the antidote. After consuming the antidote, all the demonic chi in your body will be dissolved and you will return to being a normal human. Xiaohan, you don't have to worry about this. However, if you unfortunately fail during the mission and die in the demon capital, it won't matter whether the antidote is the antidote or not, the higher-up said coldly. I see. Xiaohan pondered for a few breaths. Then he took a step forward and grabbed the pill from the glass-like hand. Wait, Xiaohan, after you consume this pill, you will no longer be Xiaohan of the human race but a demon emperor. Do you have anything else to say? The higher-ups said. Xiaohan stopped moving. Alright, I will say a few last words. First, I, Xiaohan, am not a demon but a human. This will never change. Second, I hope that the higher-ups will keep their promise and help me find the disciple of the original sword manner, Xiao Yunrong. Third, I, Xiaohan, will definitely kill Brother Yan and come back alive. However, in his heart, Xiaohan also secretly swore. Yunrong, don't worry. I will definitely get the antidote to save you. Also, during this trip to the demon capital, I, Xiaohan, will definitely become stronger. I will be 10 times, 100 times stronger than I am now. Alright, Xiaohan. What you said. I know everything. Don't worry about everything. Take the pill, the higher-up said. Without batting an eyelid, Xiaohan put the pill filled with demonic aura and the roar of 10,000 beasts into his mouth. Roar. Roar. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, it was as if there were countless ferocious demons rushing into Xiaohan's body. Then waves of demonic chi. Wisdom poured into Xiaohan's limbs and bones. Meridians and internal organs. Pores and blood. Cells and bone marrow. All of a sudden Xiaohan became frantic and uneasy. However, Xiaohan did not panic. He sat cross-legged and guarded his mind and spirit. With a thought, the demon egg in his heart began to wriggle. It was very strange. After the monstrous demonic chi in the pill entered Xiaohan's body. At first, it was very violent, rioting everywhere. It wanted to occupy Xiaohan's body. However, after the demon egg in Xiaohan's heart wriggled for a while, the demonic chi in Xiaohan's body suddenly became obedient. For example, it was like a group of rebels suddenly being suppressed by an emperor. It caused the rebels to become docile and obedient. In the next moment, suddenly Xiaohan's jet black hair turned silvery white in color. Xiaohan's eyes also became demonic, filled with evil and savagery. Inside Xiaohan's body, a distant and evil demonic song actually sounded faintly. Rays of demonic light appeared from Xiaohan's pores and cells. Demons rule the world, rule the world. At this moment, Xiaohan's face seemed to be chiseled by knives and axes. His sharp and angular face exuded a demonic handsomeness. His appearance seemed to be even more unrestrained than before, and the demonic light inadvertently revealed in his eyes was simply bewitching and frightening. Together with his full head of silver hair, there was not a single part of his image that did not show the word demon. It could be said that although Xiaohan's facial features did not change, and he still looked the same as before, his temperament had changed completely. It was very demonic, extremely demonic. As expected, the demon egg in my heart has a master-subordinate relationship with the demonic chi in the pill. Now, I can control the demonic chi in my body as easily as I want. With a slight thought, all the demonic chi in Xiaohan's body gathered in between his eyebrows. Suddenly, a demonic light shone brightly. From between Xiaohan's eyebrows, waves of monstrous demonic chi were released, forming a huge ball that continuously expanded and wriggled. Traces of demonic qi were evaporating from Xiao Han's pores, circulating ceaselessly. As expected, the 50 true meridians in Xiao Han's body were blocked and sealed by the demonic qi. There was no leakage of true qi at all. Now in everyone's eyes, Xiao Han was definitely not a human, but a demon through and through. If a demon saw Xiao Han, they would definitely treat him as one of their own. Perfect. The higher-ups exclaimed. They were completely stunned by Xiao Han's current state. This disguise can be said to be perfect. Even with my ability, I can't see the slightest flaw. Ah. Xiao Han, in this world except for yourself, no one will know that you are actually a human. Ah. The feeling now is really strange. Xiao Han also murmured. The torrential demonic qi in his body almost formed a nebula whirlpool, constantly circulating. As long as he thought about it, the demonic qi would be released from his body. His 5 viscera and 6 bowels, bones, blood vessels and meridians were all soaked in the demonic qi. At this moment, Xiao, a silver mask floated in front of Xiao Han. This mask seemed to be made of pure silver. It had a simple and unadorned style. There were many demonic clan runes engraved on the mask. There were 2 holes where the eyes should be. It gave people a strange and terrifying feeling. Xiao Han, after entering the demon metropolis, you can wear this mask. Then your disguise will be even more perfect. It will be practically invulnerable. The higher-ups were inexplicably excited. I found this mask in an ancient demon clan tribe. Legend has it that in ancient times, it belonged to the son of a demon emperor, who is also a demon emperor. After entering the demon metropolis, you will also need a title. How about you call yourself Silver Masked Demon Emperor? Silver Masked Demon Emperor? Xiao Han thought for a moment and then immediately shrugged. It's okay. Then I'll call myself Silver Masked Demon Emperor. Then a medicine bottle appeared in front of Xiao Han. Xiao Han reached out and grabbed the bottle. Xiao Han, these are all treasured medicines that can shield the demonic qi. There are 100 pills in the bottle and each pill can last for a day. Take the treasured medicine and hide the demonic qi. If you deliberately make it mysterious, it will be even more difficult for people to catch you. The higher-ups considered everything carefully. That will work too. Xiao Han put the medicine bottle in the storage ring. Xiao Han, now leave all the things related to the human race behind. Don't carry them with you. The higher-ups continued. By the way, hand over your evil hero token to me for safekeeping. You must not bring the evil hero token into the demon metropolis. You must know this. Xiao Han also nodded. So, Xiao Han took out the evil hero token, the supreme grade true qi spirit stone, the martial arts manuals, everything and put them in the small room. He only left a storage ring which stored many heavenly desolate demon fruits. Then, densely packed herbs and heavenly materials and earthly treasures floated in front of Xiao Han. Xiao Han, these are the herbs we prepared for you. They are all extremely rare herbs in the world. Yin Lang is an alchemist. He will be excited to see these heavenly materials and earthly treasures. If you give these herbs to him as a birthday gift, he should value you. Maybe he will meet you. As long as he meets you, you will have a chance to kill him. Xueling fruit, Thousand Leaves Dew, Snow Peak fruit, Firegrass, Ice Crystal, Soul Condensing Stone, Flood Dragon Blood. The higher-ups gave many rare heavenly materials and earthly treasures to Xiao Han. Those were the gifts prepared for Yin Lang. Xiao Han put these things in the storage ring. Then, swoosh, 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 beams of light entered Xiao Han's mind. Those beams of light formed a map in Xiao Han's mind. Xiao Han, this is the map to the demon metropolis. There are also some things to take note of, the higher-ups said. Well? Xiao Han scanned the map with his mind power and nodded. Oh, so the demon metropolis is outside the evil hero domain. Okay, Xiao Han, let's go. You have to enter the demon metropolis before Yin Lang's birthday. Only then will you have a chance to assassinate Yin Lang, the higher-ups said. Besides, Xiao Han, from now on, you must remember that you are no longer the Xiao Han of the human race, but the silver-masked demon emperor of the demon race. You are an advanced demon emperor. Right now, the way you look at things and your mentality cannot be viewed from the perspective of a human. You have to think of yourself as a member of the demon race. The world of the demon race is more brutal and direct than the human world. The law of the jungle prevails. On your way to the demon metropolis, you will kill anyone who dares to provoke you, be it humans or demons. You are cruel and merciless. I'm not worried about that. In short, you have to be cruel and indifferent in order to gain the trust of the demon race. The more brutal you are, the more those guys will treat you as one of their own. Well, is that so? No matter what happens, I have to be unreasonable and speak with my strength? Xiao Han licked his lips. Yes, cruel, tyrannical, manic, insidious, bloodthirsty, selfish. The higher-ups said word by word. I see. I'll set off now. Xiao Han nodded. I'll personally teleport you out of the evil hero domain now. I'll let you enter the area bordering the evil hero domain and the demon metropolis. In this area you may encounter the evil hero. If necessary you can attack and kill them directly. The higher-ups said coldly. Silver-masked demon emperor. Let's go. To the demon metropolis. To be continued. Chapter 298. Swoosh. The higher-ups released a mighty spatial power and teleported Xiao Han out of the Yaoxia Pagoda and even out of the Yaoxia domain. This led Xiao Han to a dangerous place with mountains and rivers. It's really desolate here. This is the only way to the demon metropolis. Xiao Han stood on the road and looked around. It was a straight road leading to the demon metropolis. There were no signs of human life in all directions, giving off a sad and astringent artistic conception of withered grass growing horizontally on a sunny evening. Half of the city was the color of willows, and half was the sound of flutes. In the distance, many primitive mountains rose from the ground, blocking out the sky and the sun. The mountains stretched on endlessly, rising above the horizon, almost blocking people's vision. Xiao Han looked back and saw the prosperous Yaoxia domain behind him. The Yaoxia Pagoda was still clearly visible. It was the symbol of the human race. The Yaoxia Pagoda would never fall. As long as the Yaoxia Pagoda did not collapse, it meant that the human world was not completely occupied by the demon race. As I move forward, I will get further and further away from the Yaoxia domain. I will gradually lose sight of the Yaoxia Pagoda, which means that I will get further and further away from the world of the human race and closer to the world of the demon race. Xiao Han suddenly sighed. He looked inside himself. The current Xiao Han was surrounded by demonic qi. His body was full of demonic qi, which made his heartbeat, body temperature, pulse, and bodily functions completely different from those of the human race. He was playing the demon emperor, which was vivid and lifelike. It was difficult to tell the real from the fake. From now onwards, Xiao Han could not use any true qi at all. As a matter of fact, he could not even use the spirit turtle's true qi. For Xiao Han, he could only rely on his demonic power, demonic techniques, and physical strength. Fortunately, Xiao Han's strongest combat ability was demonic power. Demonic techniques, physical strength, and true qi were completely negligible. Xiao Han condensed the spirit turtle true qi into a ball and wrapped it tightly around his heart, covering the aura of the demon egg. The spirit turtle true qi was confined to the surface of his heart and could not leak out at all. Now the only people who knew Xiao Han's identity were the higher-ups, who was also the Yaoxia Pagoda's master. Numerous maps flashed in Xiao Han's mind. To be precise, the place I am in right now is not the territory of the demon clan. It is still the territory of the human clan. This was the border between the Yaoxia region and the demon metropolis. There were almost no humans living here. Hundreds of thousands of miles away, a huge fortress would appear, controlled by the human race. In this fortress, a part of the elite demon heroes was stationed, which was equivalent to a barrier. Well, it was the human territory, the closest barrier to the demon metropolis. Once they crossed this fortress, they would be in the territory of the demon race. If they set off from the fortress, they would be able to see the demon metropolis after traveling for about 5 million kilometers. This human realm is the lair of the demon race. Xiao Han was also very familiar with the terrain. Let's go. In less than 2 months, it will be Yanlang's birthday. At that time, all the demons in the demon capital will celebrate. It will be a grand ceremony. Only at that moment will I have the opportunity to see Yanlang. I must sneak into the demon metropolis before Yanlang's birthday. With a thought, Xiao Han took out the medicine bottle from his storage ring. In the medicine bottle, there were 100 pills that could conceal demonic qi. Xiao Han took out a pill and put it in his mouth. Soon the medicinal effect spread. In less than 100 breaths of time, all the demonic qi in Xiao Han's body seemed to be blocked by a layer of barrier. This situation was similar to the situation when the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor used a precious medicine to conceal his demonic qi perfectly, so that even the demon heroes like Li Fanming could not see through it. Xiao Han clicked his tongue in wonder. This precious medicine that can conceal demonic qi was made by Yanlang. Amazing. Yanlang's medicine concoction skill is indeed unparalleled. Just now my whole body was filled with demonic qi. Now that I've taken this precious medicine, I look like a human again. After taking the precious medicine that could conceal demonic qi, Xiao Han's demonic aura was completely restrained. However, his silver hair still did not change. It did not turn back to black. This precious medicine is indeed powerful. However, the medicinal effect of the pill that disguised me as a demon is even stronger. My hair is still silver. This means that the precious medicine that can conceal demonic qi did not perfectly conceal my demonic qi. This silver hair is a flaw, and a small amount of demonic qi seeped out. However, according to my judgment, ordinary demon heroes or even ordinary demon heroes at the talisman transformation realm would not be able to see through this flaw. I'm afraid that even Li Fanming, who is an ancient giant, would not be able to see through this flaw. However, it's hard to say for those who have a higher realm and status than Li Fanming. Perhaps they would be able to see that I'm a demon emperor. Xiao Han pondered as he strode toward the human clan's Xianxia fortress. Although Xiao Han could not use his true qi and could not control it to fly, the strength of his flesh shell was too strong. With just a slight step, he could travel tens of meters or even hundreds of meters. There was a feeling of shrinking the ground into an inch. It was not a problem for him to travel tens of thousands of miles in a day. It was as easy as blowing away dust. While walking, Xiao Han noticed that there were no forks in this road. It was just a road until it was dark. Moreover, the scenery on both sides of the road was very desolate, close to the primitive style. It was all barren mountains and wild ridges, with hazel bushes and sometimes evil swamps and poisonous ponds, with poisonous gas soaring into the sky. In this area, it was impossible for people to live. Therefore, Xiao Han did not see any towns or villages. Xiao Han traveled day and night. He wanted to rush to the Demon Knight fortress of the human race, cross the fortress, and officially enter the territory of the demon race. Demon Knight Tower. The highest level. There were a total of 12 godlike spiritual storms, revolving slowly around the 13th and strongest spiritual storm in the middle. The talismans intertwined, forming the pattern of the universe's star veins. Young Xiao Han, through disguise, has transformed into a high-level demon emperor and is heading for the demon metropolis. The spiritual storm in the middle said indifferently. Pagoda Master, we've been preparing this plan for tens of thousands of years. Now we've finally found a suitable candidate to carry it out. This is truly great. Just thinking about it makes me excited. Yan Lang is the greatest trader in our mortal realm. His existence could possibly allow the demon clan to grow stronger. If Xiao Han can really get rid of Yan Lang, he will make an immortal contribution and become the greatest demon warrior in our human world. Among the 12 spiritual storms, one of them let out a voice full of hope. Ha ha ha. Among the 12 spiritual storms, 8 of them laughed at the same time. Xiao Han can kill Yan Lang? Daydreaming. It's already incredible that he can sneak into the demon metropolis. Want to kill Yan Lang? That is no different from a fool's talk. Is it that easy to kill Yan Lang? Currently, Yan Lang's status in the demon metropolis is as high as the sun in the sky, even higher than some of the demon emperors. He is worshipped and has countless mutated demon emperors protecting him. Every time he goes out, there will be hundreds of mutated demon emperors and countless ordinary high-level demon emperors following him like shadows. How can Xiao Han kill Yan Lang? Although Xiao Han has a lot of demonic power, it's only the demonic power of an ordinary high-level demon emperor. If he encounters a mutated demon emperor, even if it's just a mutated demon emperor, he will definitely die. Yes, the mutation of a demon emperor's bloodline and genes is no small matter. This is a rare phenomenon in the entire world of the demon clan. It's hateful that Yan Lang created a large number of mutated demon monarchs with the help of medicinal pills, causing our human world to be in imminent danger. The balance between the human clan and the demon clan will be broken sooner or later. Speaking of which, we've done some research on Xiao Han. Not only did we discard the demonic clan's origin energy in his heart, we also refined a demonic emperor's palm in his left arm, which allowed him to awaken 9 demonic meridians. We all know that the number of awakened demon meridians is less than 100,000, and they are all ordinary demon emperors. Xiao Han is equivalent to an ordinary high-level demon emperor. If there are no accidents, when Xiao Han awakens 99999 demon meridians, he will reach his limit. It's impossible for him to awaken 100,000 demon meridians, which is a critical point. Once crossed, it means that his bloodline will mutate. Even the demon race itself, including countless high-level demon emperors, are stuck at this point and can't cross it. Xiao Han is a human. His physique, bloodline and genes are all pure human. Even if he occasionally has a fortuitous encounter with the demon race, it's just a fortuitous encounter. It's impossible for him to go against heaven's will and mutate. In other words, after entering the demon metropolis, Xiao Han is equivalent to an advanced demon emperor who awakens 99,999 demon meridians at most. It's impossible for him to mutate. An ordinary high-level demon emperor will be too mediocre to enter the demon metropolis. How can he kill Yan Lang? Any random mutated demon emperor around you is enough to blast Xiao Han into pieces. These spirit storms and the members of the Elders' Council of the Demon Hero Tower all expressed their opinions. Finally, the 13th spirit storm at the center, which was also the Tower Master, spoke. Be quiet, don't be noisy. Yes, your analysis is very reasonable. The probability of Xiao Han successfully assassinating Yan Lang after entering the demon metropolis is less than 1 in 10,000. However, I'll threaten and entice Xiao Han to complete this plan. On the one hand, I'm betting on this 1 in 10,000 chance. With Xiao Han's luck, I'll see if he can create a miracle and help us kill Yan Lang. On the other hand, I want to destroy the demon clan's origin energy in Xiao Han's heart. Right now, Xiao Han is equivalent to a bomb. Once he enters the demon metropolis, he can explode at any time. When there's a fierce battle in the demon metropolis, once his body is shattered, the origin energy in his heart will go berserk. At that time, there will be chaos in the demon metropolis. It will definitely kill countless demons. Maybe even Yan Lang will be killed in an instant. All in all, allowing this kid Xiao Han to enter the demon metropolis is beneficial to our human race. Pagoda Master's calculations are truly flawless. Your wisdom is greater than the heavens. The 12 mental storms flattered. Now, tell the world the fake news that the silver-masked demon emperor has appeared in the eastern region, the southern region, the western region, the northern region and the great wilderness and killed innocent people. Also, spread the news that the silver-masked demon emperor has been surrounded and killed and is on his way to the demon metropolis. However, it was strictly forbidden for the ancient giants and the stronger ancient giants to chase after the silver-masked demon emperor, the Pagoda Master said while thinking. After pausing for a while, the Pagoda Master's voice became extremely low and cold. From today onwards, there will no longer be a person called Xiao Han in this world. He has been erased from history. Pagoda Master, what if Xiao Han really succeeds in assassinating Yan Lang and returns from the demon metropolis? Should we restore his identity? Didn't you hear it clearly? Xiao Han no longer exists in history. And the silver-masked demon emperor has been born. If the silver-masked demon emperor dares to invade the human territory, kill him or imprison him. Kill the demon. The Pagoda Master said sternly. Yes, Pagoda Master, we understand. Xiao Han is dead. From now on there will be no Xiao Han, only the silver-masked demon emperor. After a year and a half, let someone write a historical record. Write it like this. The Demon Hero Trial, which was known as the cruelest demon hero in the history of the demon hero realm, gave birth to an unprecedented demon hero, young Xiao Han. Young Xiao Han rose like a comet. In less than 3 years after becoming a demon hero, he took the position of 1650th on the demon hero ranking. He was like the sun in the sky and his luck was like a rainbow. However, when things reach an extreme they will fall. Young Xiao Han was killed by the silver-masked demon emperor and his brain was sucked out to complete the possession. Since then, the demon hero with the most potential in the history of the human race has fallen and died young. The Pagoda Master said slowly. After pausing for a while, the Pagoda Master whispered in a very low voice, I have already performed a circulatory cycle divination on Xiao Han. I found that at least in our human world, such a person should not have appeared. But he actually appeared. Not only did he appear, but he also obtained a ball of Demon Clan's origin energy. He is a disaster. He must die. This time, if he dies in the demon metropolis, it will be a worthy death. If he dares to come back, he will also die. I will never allow him to live in the human world that is controlled by me. Such a person who should not exist symbolizes a disaster. Now, I have done my best to personally send this disaster to the demon metropolis. Xiao Han traveled on the road that led straight to the demon metropolis for a few days and nights. Every day Xiao Han would take a pill that could hide his demonic aura, so that 99% of his demonic aura was perfectly hidden. On this day, Xiao Han raised his eyes and looked into the distance. He found that there was a fortress in the sky at the end of his sight. The fortress in the sky was thousands of miles away from Xiao Han. But in his field of vision, it seemed immeasurably huge. It was conceivable that if one approached the fortress in the sky, he would be shocked by its size and magnificence. The fortress in the sky was black and emitted a golden luster. There were also many runes engraved on it, forming a formation. These formations were definitely many times more powerful than the Mingjian Villa's mountain guarding formation. If it was slightly opened, it could destroy a mountain and river and cause a world to sink. Waves of true qi lingered around the fortress in the sky. Moreover, there were waves of tyrannical will and spiritual waves radiating from the fortress in the sky. The fortress. Xiaohan already understood. This is the fortress. This is the human world's closest barrier to the lair of the demon clan. It is also an extremely important line of defense. Once the demon clan breaks through this line of defense, they will be able to march straight in and directly attack the Yaoxia region. And if the Yaoxia region cannot be defended, then the 4 regions of the north, south, east and west as well as the great wilderness, will vanish in an instant. The fortress was about 1,000 miles away from Xiaohan. Xiaohan also knew that once he crossed this fortress, he would enter the territory of the demon clan. At this moment, there was an extremely strong wave of true qi in the fortress in the distance, as well as an unreachable aura that seemed to come from the group of immortals in the sky. It deeply radiated and shrouded the world, causing the demon qi in Xiaohan's body to have an instinctive fear. Damn it! Xiaohan could not help but secretly curse in his heart. I'm a dignified human who cultivates true qi, but now I'm actually afraid of the wave of true qi in the fortress. What's going on? However, although he was a little angry, he was also very helpless. After all, Xiaohan's current identity was already the silver-masked demon emperor. The demon qi in his body was rampant, and it was impossible for him not to be afraid of the relatively strong wave of true qi. Just a few dozen miles in front of Xiaohan, in a place adjacent to the fortress, there finally appeared a city. A large number of humans lived in it. I'll enter the city for the time being. Xiaohan slowed down and walked towards the city. I'm afraid it won't be easy to cross this fortress. There must be a super mighty figure in the fortress. If they discover the wave of demon qi in my body, they will directly treat me as a demon emperor and attack me. That will be troublesome. Even if Xiaohan had 1,000 mouths and explained to others that he was not a demon clan, no one would believe him. Moreover, Xiaohan could not explain himself. If he did, he would not be able to sneak into the demon metropolis. Well, I'll enter the city first and then find a way to cross the fortress. Xiaohan had made up his mind. P.S. There's only one update today. Xiaohan was going to enter the demon metropolis. This was a very large and important dungeon. Tonight, he had to sort out the plot of this dungeon. He hoped to write this dungeon well and make it exciting. Well, this dungeon was related to the direction of the subsequent plot. Everyone, let me sort it out. Thank you. Chapter 299. Without batting an eyelid, Xiaohan stepped into the city adjacent to the fortress. Strictly speaking, this place was more like a town. It did not occupy a large area with a population of about a few 100,000. Xiaohan walked on the rocky road of the town and looked around. The buildings in the town were very rough and they were all made of huge rocks. Moreover, Xiaohan found that most of the people in the town were women. It was really hard to imagine that there were actually so many beautiful women living in this bitter cold and barren land. Looking around, the streets were lively and fragrant. It was a feast for the eyes. Among the many women, there were all kinds of types, such as the daughter of a humble family, the daughter of a wealthy family, the unrestrained, the seductive, the iceberg beauty, and even the ocean blue eyes and blonde hair of exotic charm. There were many of them. Where did all these devastatingly beautiful women come from? Xiaohan's heart was filled with doubts. Frankly speaking, the quality of the women in this town was even better than the women in many prosperous cities in the 4 regions. They were beautiful and their temperaments were even more outstanding. It should be known that in this barren land, almost far away from the habitat of the human race, in a desolate and uninhabited area, and also the area closest to the demon metropolis, a human town suddenly appeared. This was extremely strange. What was even stranger was that 2/3 of the people in the town were women, and all of them were beauties. Xiaohan walked on a main road and looked around. There were hundreds of people in front of him, but there was not a single man. They were all beautiful women. Isn't this too spectacular? Xiaohan secretly clicked his tongue. There must be a reason for this abnormality. Xiaohan immersed his mind into his heart and slightly opened the demonic eye between his eyebrows. He found that these women were indeed genuine humans and not demons. Xiaohan brushed shoulders with many stunning beauties, and those girls kept throwing flirtatious glances at him, sending him flirtatious glances. Of course, after Xiaohan consumed a treasure that could block off demonic aura, These women could not see through Xiao Han's true body at all. They all thought that Xiao Han was a pure human. He wandered in the town. Xiao Han gradually found that in addition to the countless beautiful women in the town, there were also many delicacies, restaurants and gambling houses. Among them there were the most gambling houses. Almost within 10 steps there would be a room. All of a sudden Xiao Han's footsteps came to a halt. Focusing his gaze, he saw that in front of him, a Jinchi realm male was hugging two beauties on each side. His left hand was hugging a voluptuous lady, and his right hand was hugging the shoulder of a cold and elegant beauty as he swaggered into a gambling house. On the waist of this true Qi realm man hung a devil hero token. It's the devil hero? Xiao Han understood in his heart. Looking at that guy's true Qi fluctuations, he should be around the 4th level true Qi. He should be an ordinary devil hero that doesn't have a ranking on the devil hero ranking. Soon, Xiao Han saw a large group of villains walking toward him with the beauties of the town in their arms. Xiao Han tilted his body slightly, opening up a path. He watched as the group of scoundrels cuddled with beauties and entered a large restaurant. These fiends brushed past Xiao Han, not even sparing him a glance. Clearly, none of them had sensed the demonic aura that Xiao Han had concealed within his body. There are still many demons in the town? Xiao Han's eyes kept turning. Fiends, beauties, gambling house, gourmet street. That's right, I understand now. Finally, Xiao Han came to a sudden realization about this strange town. So, this town is a place for the fiends who guard the stronghold to pass their time and have fun. Money-squandering den, fireworks, wine and women, a place of luxury. Xiao Han laughed involuntarily. Thinking about it, it made sense. The fiends were also humans. They were stationed at the stronghold closest to the demon metropolis for a long time. They were dutifully responsible, unable to leave even an inch, and their nerves were also tense. Thus, they naturally needed some fun things to pass their time and refresh their minds. And the most fun things in the world were wine, women, wealth, and qi. It could be said that this town was created to satisfy the selfish desires of the fiends stationed at the border. After strolling around the streets, Xiao Han came to a medium-sized restaurant and found a seat by the window. In the storage ring, Xiao Han also stored some gold, silver, jewelry, diamonds and jadeite from the secular world. He was generous with his money, and after a while, everyone in the restaurant, from the shopkeeper to the waiters, became friendly with Xiao Han. The shopkeeper was a middle-aged man who did not know martial arts. He was the type of person who talked a lot. Xiao Han invited him to drink at the same table. After a few cups of cat urine, he was tongue-tied. He had nothing to say and began to chat with Xiao Han. "Sir, I see that you are vigorous and energetic. Are you also a fiend?" The shopkeeper looked at Xiao Han with curious eyes. "I'm not a fiend. However, I've participated in the Hex Hero trials, but unfortunately I didn't make it." Xiao Han pretended to be sad and sighed. "In this life I can't be a swordsman, but I'm not willing to be a mediocre person. Thus I wander the Jianghu all year round. I've been to the prosperous East region, to the West region where the demon race runs rampant, and to the great wilderness where the people are valiant. Today I suddenly had an idea and came here. I heard that this is the place closest to the demon clan. There is a fortress in front. It is really spectacular. Sir, this time you are going to be disappointed." The shopkeeper winked. "Although this place is very close to the demon metropolis, it is the safest place in the world. The demon clan cannot invade. You want to find fun and excitement, but it seems that you have made a wasted trip." "Oh? What do you mean? This place is the safest place?" Xiao Han frowned. "That's right." The shopkeeper was beaming with joy. "Sir, you also know that in today's world the human clan and the demon clan coexist. In the east, south, west, north and the great wilderness, there are evil demon clan hiding among the common people. They suddenly jump out and eat people. But in our small town there can't be demon clan. Look, in the fortress in front, there are countless fiend heroes guarding, there can be tens of thousands of fiend heroes, and there are also powerful people guarding. The demon clan does not dare to enter this town. As the saying goes, the seemingly most dangerous place is actually the safest place. This is the principle, ha. Is that so?" Xiao Han thought for a while and nodded. "It seems that this is true. Then, has there ever been a case of the demon clan attacking the fortress?" "Sir, you are worrying too much." The shopkeeper acted as if he knew the business. He drank a cup of wine and talked incessantly. "Sir, you see, in this world there is no large-scale war between the human clan and the demon clan. Although the demon clan often appears in the 4 regions and the great wilderness, harming the common people, there are only sporadic demon clan. Even if there is a war, it is a small-scale war. It can be said that until now, the human clan and the demon clan have maintained a kind of tacit understanding. What tacit understanding? Balance? Yes, sir, you heard it right. It is a kind of balance. There is a state of balance between the human clan and the demon clan in this world. The demon clan will not attack the human clan on a large scale, and the human clan did not form a fiend hero army to directly attack the demon metropolis. It seems that the leaders of the two clans are very satisfied with this balance. No one is willing to break this balance. Then, the fortress is actually just a decoration. The more the shopkeeper said, the more complacent he became. Obviously, he heard these words from the other fiend heroes. Now he was using this as a pretext to show off in front of Xiao Han. Sir, let me tell you this. In this fortress, even if there is no fiend hero guarding, the demon clan will not send troops to attack. You know, behind the fortress is the fiend hero pagoda. If the demon clan dares to attack, the fiend hero pagoda will immediately organize troops to fight back. Maybe they will directly attack the demon metropolis. No one wants a lose-lose situation to happen. So, in fact, I also hope that the fiend heroes of our human clan can attack the demon metropolis, so that there will be no more demon clan in this world. However, this is almost impossible. At least for now, it seems that the human clan does not have the power to annihilate the demon clan. Of course, the demon clan does not have the power to annihilate our human clan. The shopkeeper sighed. However, I hope that in my lifetime I can see our fiend hero army attack the demon metropolis and annihilate all the demons. After a pause, the shopkeeper glanced at Xiao Han. It has been thousands of years. There has been no movement in the demon metropolis. There has never been an attack on the fortress. In the past, it is said that there were several big shots stationed in the fortress. The number of fiend heroes was also hundreds of thousands, and they were strictly guarded. But now the military strength has been greatly weakened. Anyway, the demon clan will not attack. Why waste the military strength to guard here? Am I right, sir? Before Xiao Han could open his mouth to speak, the shopkeeper continued. Occasionally, there will be some demon clan who took some medicine to hide their demon chi and wanted to sneak over from the fortress. What was the result? Haha, they can't hide from the mighty figures of our human clan in the fortress at all. They can see through their true bodies in an instant and destroy their souls. They will be doomed eternally. Oh. Xiao Han was slightly stunned. I have to at least pass through the fortress to finally reach the demon metropolis. At present, it seems that this is not something that can be done easily. In the stronghold, there are most likely to be ancient tycoons on the demon hero ranking. I have taken a precious medicine to shield the demonic aura, but I don't know if it can hide from the eyes and ears of the ancient tycoons. Once they see the demonic aura in my body, they will kill me without any mercy. Thinking of this, Xiao Han also felt more and more uncomfortable. He was now a high demon emperor. If his identity was seen through by any fiend hero, he would be besieged. The fortress would be the first obstacle on Xiao Han's way to the demon metropolis. I can't be too hasty about this matter. I must make some plans before I can cross this pass as I wish. Xiao Han could not help tapping the table with his knuckles and thinking carefully. The shopkeeper chatted with Xiao Han for a while more before he went back to his work. Just as Xiao Han was deep in thought, something happened. Hum, hum, hum. In the heart wrapped by the spirit turtle's true chi, the demon egg that had shrunk into dust slowly turned. The demon egg sensed the existence of the demon clan. Xiao Han was surprised. There are actually demon clan in this town? Just now, the shopkeeper was boasting that this town was the safest place in the world and that it was impossible for the demon clan to cause trouble. It seems that nothing is absolute in this world. However, the demon egg turned faster and faster. This meant that the demon clan was getting closer and closer to Xiao Han. Finally, dong, 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 a total of 7 people walked into this restaurant. With the arrival of these 7 people, the demon egg in Xiao Han's heart turned extremely fast. Demon clan. A total of 7 demon clan. Xiao Han turned his back to the 7 people, raised his wine cup and drank a mouthful of wine. Chapter 300. There are 7 demons. Xiao Han's heart suddenly tightened. The demon egg's ability to sense demon aura was unique and incomparable. This made Xiao Han very sure that the 7 people who entered the restaurant at this moment were actually demons in disguise. Obviously, like Xiao Han, these 7 demons had also taken a precious medicine that could shield their demon aura. They had perfectly hidden their demon aura, so that the chivalrous men who passed through this small town could not detect them. At the thought of how they could swagger around under the noses of so many Taoists, it was extremely ironic. Moreover, Xiao Han could clearly sense that the quality of the precious medicine that the 7 demons had taken was probably much higher than the one that he had taken. The precious medicine that these guys took is actually of a much higher quality than the one that was given to me by the higher-ups of the chivalrous demon tower. Xiao Han had an idea. If I want to hide from the eyes and ears of the chivalrous men in the stronghold and pass through the stronghold, I need to hide my demon aura more perfectly without leaving any flaws. If I can get the precious medicine that the 7 demons had taken, it will probably be much easier. Xiao Han's eyeballs rolled a few times and he also had an idea. As for the 7 demons, they were now disguised as humans. There were 6 males and 1 female. All of them had the appearance of young people and were extremely ordinary. They were the type of people who would definitely not be recognized if they were thrown into a crowd. Even their eyes were extremely dull, making people unable to see the slightest intelligence and liveliness. They even gave off a feeling of dullness. However, occasionally in their eyes, there would be a trace of demonic temperament that was awe-inspiring and evil. These 7 demons were sitting at a table not far from Xiao Han. They used the human language to casually chat about some irrelevant topics and also called for the waiter to serve the dishes. One of the demons, who was disguised as a white-clothed young man, suddenly looked deeply at Xiao Han's back and frowned. This? Interesting. It seems that it's not just us. All right, drink your wine and don't talk nonsense. A demon who was disguised as a green-clothed girl glared at the white-clothed young man, but she also looked deeply at Xiao Han. The corners of his lips curled into a sinister smile. If someone saw it, they would definitely feel their hair stand on end. The other demons also quickly looked at Xiao Han before exchanging glances. However, they did not do anything else. Xiao Han sat quietly and drank his wine. His gaze was cast to the long street outside the window. He saw many evil heroes appearing and disappearing in the gambling houses and restaurants. They were all accompanied by beautiful women. Some of the evil heroes even laughed heartily and laid their hands on the beauties beside them. Xiao Han shook his head slightly. These demons. Hey, demons have already infiltrated the town, but they are still eating, drinking, and having fun. A few hours later, all right, we've eaten and drunk our fill. Let's go. Among the 7 demons, the white-robed youth slowly stood up and burped. The other demons also rose to their feet. Suddenly, the 7 demons couldn't help but look at Xiao Han. Although Xiao Han's back was facing them, he could still sense that they were watching him. However, Xiao Han did not turn around. His shoulders slightly twitched, and he slowly raised his wine cup and continued drinking. Let's go. A demon who was disguised as a short and stocky young man turned around and left the restaurant. The other 6 demons followed closely behind. The 7 demons arrived at the long street below the restaurant. Suddenly, the demon who was disguised as a green-clothed girl raised her head and looked at the seat near the window where Xiao Han was sitting. Coincidentally, Xiao Han's gaze was also observing them. Their gazes met. Ha ha ha, the green-clothed girl laughed tenderly. A faint demonic aura flashed across her eyes and disappeared. Immediately, the 7 demons entered an inn on the opposite side of the long street. They actually stayed in this town. Could it be that they have some ulterior motives? Xiao Han was surprised. I certainly don't dare to break into the fortress now. If there is really an ancient giant in the fortress, he can kill me with a single thought. Xiao Han thought about it. I'll keep an eye on the 7 demons first and see what they are planning. If I can get a few precious medicines that can shield the demonic aura from them, that would be the best. I don't know what level these 7 demons are at. They may be demon generals, demon emperors, or even mutated demon emperors. It's a little dangerous for me to keep an eye on them. However, in this town they probably don't dare to make a move. Otherwise they will be besieged by the garrison of the fortress. Xiao Han made up his mind, left the restaurant and entered the inn where the 7 demons stayed. Night. Late at night. Everything was quiet. Most of the demons who came to this town during the day had returned to the fortress at this time. And the ordinary people living in the town had closed their doors early. There was no night market in the town. It was a little lively during the day, but at night, it was extremely lonely and deserted. When the night wind blew, the paper scraps and dead leaves on the streets of the town swirled and made a rustling sound. Occasionally there were 2 or 3 kittens whining at the corner of the street. At this moment, a few figures sneaked out of an inn in the town. They were like ghosts, their feet barely touching the ground as they headed for the dense forest outside the town. It was the 7 demons disguised as humans. When they just left the town, another black shadow came out of the inn. This black shadow's physical body was extremely strong. With a slight twist, his body broke through the air and moved very quickly. He also rushed out of the town. This person was Xiao Han. Outside the town. In the dense forest. In an open space in the forest. The bleak and cold moonlight poured down like weeping resentfully, filling the empty space. 7 demons stood in the open space. At this moment, their temperament was no longer ordinary, but each of them was extremely ferocious, and their eyes were full of cruel and cunning demonic light. In fact, under the illumination of the moonlight, their eyes were blood-red as if there was a sea of blood in their eyes. In the sea of blood there were even scenes of skeletons, which was extremely terrifying. Everyone, are you ready? Today's plan is very important. We can't make any mistakes or we will die, the demon disguised as a short and stocky young man said indifferently. Yes, Flaming Demon Emperor, we've been planning this plan for several years, and we've also invited a great emperor to help us. It's almost flawless and it's impossible for it to fail, the demon who was disguised as a white-clothed young man said impatiently. We won't fail. The other demon emperors also nodded. The demon disguised as a green-robed girl snickered. In recent years there haven't been any powerful devil heroes guarding the human tribe's fortress. They're just some unknown guys. Even if they are ranked on the devil heroes list, their ranking is not high. With the 7 of us demon emperors working together, we can definitely succeed. Well, I'm also afraid of any accidents. It's not a big deal to waste all our previous efforts, but if we lose our lives we will regret it. We have to be careful. The Flame Demon Emperor seemed to be very steady. Near this open space, on an ancient tree with luxuriant branches and leaves, Xiao Han was quietly hiding. He held his breath and pricked up his ears, eavesdropping on the conversation of the demons below. 7 demon emperors. They are not demon generals but demon emperors. 7 demon emperors have come to this town. It is not a small matter. From their conversation, it is not difficult to know that they are secretly planning a plan, which seems to be aimed at the fortress. What is the plan? Xiao Han hid in the ancient tree without moving. He continued to eavesdrop. This time, Master Yen Lang's birthday is different from the past. One of the demon emperors smiled and said, this time, it is Master Yen Lang's 50,000-year-old birthday. Moreover, it is the 30,000-year anniversary of his entering the demon metropolis. TSK, the whole world will celebrate and thousands of demons will come to congratulate him. TSK, it is said that because of some kind of restriction, the master can only cultivate the true chi of the human clan to the expanding acupoint realm, and he can't form talismans. With the cultivation base of the expanding acupoint realm, the master can actually live to 50,000 years old. His lifespan is not inferior to that of the demon clan. Another demon emperor sighed. Yen Lang. Xiao Han was shocked when he heard these demon emperors talking about the target he had infiltrated into the demon metropolis to assassinate. What kind of person is Master Yen Lang? He is the greatest existence among the billions of human elites in the countless human worlds. He has entered the demon clan for tens of thousands of years and created countless mutated demon emperors for us. Sooner or later we will conquer this human world and turn it into the demon world. All the humans will become our food and slaves. Master Yen Lang's elixirs are divine. It won't be a problem for him to live for hundreds of thousands of years. Alright, don't get carried away, the Flaming Demon Emperor reprimanded. Although there are no demon knights patrolling this town at night, and we have taken the peerless elixirs so we don't have to worry about being seen through by the humans, we are still close to the fortress after all. It is better to be careful. This time, it is Master Yen Lang's 50,000-year-old birthday. He is also very happy and will send out a lot of elixirs. Some of the unparalleled elixirs that can mutate our bloodlines and help us become mutated demon emperors will be given to us. At this point, the eyes of the Flame Demon Emperor flickered with a fiery light. He swallowed his saliva and said with a trembling voice, Bloodline mutation. The bloodline of the demon clan is very limited. It can't mutate and it will never mutate. However, Master Yen Lang has changed that fate. As long as we take the elixirs that he refined, even the most ordinary high-level demon emperors can become mutated demon emperors. Logically speaking, the few of us don't even have a 1/billionth chance of becoming mutated demon emperors, unless we get Master Yen Lang's elixirs. There will be elixirs distributed during Master Yen Lang's birthday banquet this time. We must get them. The demon emperor who was disguised as a young man in white roared and trembled. It's not easy to get Master Yen Lang's elixir. Who knows how many low-level, mid-level and high-level demon emperors are waiting for it? When will it be our turn? A demon emperor said impatiently. That's right. The only way is to prepare a generous gift for Master Yen Lang. This generous gift must be able to make Master Yen Lang happy. If he's happy, he might give us a great opportunity so that we can defy fate and mutate our bloodlines. Once we become mutated demon emperors, our demon bodies will undergo a transformation, and our life levels will change. There are too many benefits. For this birthday gift, we risked our lives to come here. Even if we die in the hands of those damn demons, we won't hesitate. We must complete this plan. At this moment, ha ha ha, the demon monarch who was disguised as a green girl suddenly giggled and looked at the ancient tree where Xiao Han was hiding. She said in a sweet voice, "All right, come down. You've been eavesdropping for so long. It's time to show yourself." The other 6 demon emperors suddenly spread out and surrounded the ancient tree where Xiao Han was hiding. "Come down and talk. It seems that you're also a member of the demon clan," the flame demon emperor said coldly. "Why did you sneak into this town?" Chapter 301. Xiao Han hid in an ancient tree and eavesdropped on the conversations of the 7 demon emperors. He learned that they were going to prepare a generous gift on the occasion of Yen Lang's birthday. They wanted to obtain Yen Lang's precious medicine as a reward and obtain the opportunity to mutate. However, this birthday gift that could move Yen Lang's heart seemed to be related to this fortress. At this moment, the 7 demon emperors had seen through Xiao Han's hiding place. The 7 demon emperors surrounded Xiao Han under the tree where he was hiding. However, they did not dare to release their demonic aura at will, nor did they dare to attack Xiao Han unscrupulously. In a split second, Xiao Han gave up the idea of releasing his illusory movement to escape. Instead, he jumped down from the tree gracefully. The flame demon emperor was the most experienced. He stared at Xiao Han repeatedly with demonic aura lingering in his eyes. The other 6 demon emperors also released their terrifying aura in a small area and shrouded Xiao Han. It was conceivable that if Xiao Han made any unusual movements, he might be surrounded and attacked by the group. However, Xiao Han did not move. His eyes were cold and he did not show any fear. With a flash of thought, a wisp of demonic aura flashed between Xiao Han's eyes. Suddenly, Xiao Han's eyes turned blood red and were filled with demonic aura. It was as if he was about to go berserk and eat people at any time. He was extremely ferocious. "You're indeed a member of the demon clan." The demonic aura that Xiao Han deliberately released made the 7 demon emperors slightly lower their guard. Hee. The demon emperor who was disguised as a green-clothed girl suddenly laughed and looked at Xiao Han with interest. "Who are you? I've never seen you before. In the restaurant during the day you've been watching us. I didn't expect you to be so bold as to follow us all the way here." The flame demon emperor waved his hand and gestured for the other demon emperors to not speak. He narrowed his eyes and looked at Xiao Han. "Although we're all demons, we're not in the same camp. It's inevitable that there will be disputes. Tell me, why are you following us? Also, what's your purpose in coming to this town?" "My goal is the same as yours," Xiao Han said calmly. "Great Master Yen Lang's 50,000-year-old birthday is coming soon. This is a big event that will shake the entire demon metropolis. For the past tens of thousands of years, Great Master Yen Lang has worked hard and made great contributions, making our demon race more and more prosperous. Our foundation is getting stronger and stronger. One day we will conquer this mortal world. Kill all those demons." It was the Yaoxia Pagoda that was known to never fall. "In the end you will be trampled by us. The higher-ups of the Yaoxia Pagoda? Drag all of them out and humiliate, whip, and strangle them alive." Xiao Han's words were very convincing. As he spoke, the demonic chi in his eyes grew more and more turbulent. Furthermore, he gritted his teeth, venting his hatred. Yes, Xiao Han really hated the higher-ups of the Yaoxia Pagoda. They threatened and lured Xiao Han to go to the demon metropolis to assassinate Yen Lang. This was equivalent to pushing Xiao Han into a pit of fire. If Xiao Han didn't hate them, who would he hate? The 7 beast dominators nodded in agreement after sensing Xiao Han's hatred. "That's right, our beast tribe will surely rule the human world. It was only a matter of time. The Yaoxia and the Yaoxia Pagoda will all be annihilated. My bloodline is very ordinary and it is very difficult for it to mutate. My only chance is to present a gift to Grandmaster Yen Lang during his birthday celebration and pray for a reward," Xiao Han said solemnly. Suddenly he lowered his voice. "Everyone, what you're going to do is not a trivial matter. You may lose your life at any time. Why don't you let me join you? Although my bloodline is ordinary, I'm still a high-level beast dominator. I've been fighting with the demons of the human race all year round. I'm not a weakling. With my participation, this plan will only benefit and not harm at all. Based on what he had just overheard, Xiao Han made up a story. Oh. The 7 beast dominators exchanged glances with each other. Yes, this plan is very dangerous. We can't afford to fail. Moreover, the more strength we have, the more chances we have to succeed. However, who are you? We've never seen you before. What qualifications do you have to join us? The beast dominator disguised as a white-robed young man looked at Xiao Han disdainfully. Could it be that you want to fish in troubled waters and enjoy the fruits of others' labor? Ha ha ha. Xiao Han thought for a while and chuckled. It's normal that you don't believe me. However, this town is too close to the human fortress. You can't expect me to display my demonic power and let you taste it, right? If that's the case, we'll all be exposed. In short, I'm not a nobody. Oh. A beast dominator disguised as a yellow-robed young man was suddenly stunned. He seemed to have thought of something and immediately said in surprise. Are you the silver-masked demon emperor who has been wanted by the demon realm of the human race recently? I've heard that a demon emperor named Silver-Masked Demon Emperor suddenly rose and started a massacre in the 4 regions of the human race. He even killed a few demons of the human race. Shimen Piaoxue of the Mingjian Villa, a famous demon warrior of the human race, also died in the hands of the Silver-Masked Demon Emperor. Moreover, there's news that the Silver-Masked Demon Emperor has secretly gone to the demon metropolis. This is the only way to enter the demon metropolis. Are you the Silver-Masked Demon Emperor? Ha! You've actually guessed my identity. Xiao Han deliberately laughed a few times and thought to himself, it turns out that the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower have released these fake news. At the next moment, swoosh, a silver mask jumped out of Xiao Han's storage ring. Xiao Han carefully released a faint demonic aura and wrapped the mask. Clang! The silver mask was directly put on Xiao Han's face. The mask seemed to be made of pure silver and had a simple and unadorned style. There were many ancient demon runes engraved on the mask, which were twisted like dragons and snakes. It was eerie and strange. There were 2 holes on the mask which exposed Xiao Han's eyes. At this moment, Xiao Han's eyes were dense with demonic aura and released an extremely sinister and evil light. So it's really you, Silver-Masked Demon Emperor. Good. You're also a ruthless character. The demon emperors who are wanted and chased by the demon hero realm are not simple characters. You're qualified to join forces with us. The Flame Demon Emperor finally smiled and nodded slightly. Good, very good. At the same time, a demonic light flashed between Xiao Han's eyebrows and his demonic eyes slightly opened. He looked at the 7 demon emperors. All of a sudden, the bodies of the 7 demon emperors. They seemed to have become transparent. Xiao Han looked through the demonic eyes. He saw the demonic meridians in their bodies that were intertwined like horned dragons. He also saw the shining demon emperor crystals. The strength of the 7 demon emperors was instantly seen through by Xiao Han. The leader, the Flame Demon Emperor, had awakened 99,990 demonic meridians in his body. The Demon Emperor crystal was like a star, and it was burning like a ball of inextinguishable demonic fire. That indicated that its combat power was not inferior to that of the Azure Dragon Demon Emperor, who was killed by Xiao Han that day. The Demon Emperor disguised as the young man in white had awakened 99,800 demonic meridians in his body. The young girl in green. He had awakened 99,990 demonic meridians in his body. The young man in yellow had awakened 96,000 demonic meridians in his body. The 2 young men in linen had awakened 95,000 demonic meridians each. The last one was a young man in green. His demonic power was relatively weak, but he had awakened a total of 90,000 demonic meridians. 7 high-level demon emperors. Every demon emperor had a beautiful demon emperor crystal embedded between their eyebrows, within which was a demonic technique that could destroy the world. Xiao Han couldn't help but lick his lips. He was extremely excited. 7 demon emperors. If I can kill them and absorb their soul essences, I'll be able to awaken more demonic meridians, right? I should be able to awaken more demonic meridians, right? And once I get their demon emperor crystals, I'll have 7 more demon divine powers. TSK. Xiao Han took off his mask calmly. Silver-Masked Demon Emperor, the quality of the precious medicine that you've consumed to shield demonic chi isn't very good. The girl in green smiled at Xiao Han. Yes, it's indeed not as good as the precious medicine that you've consumed, Xiaohan said frankly. The precious medicine that we've consumed was developed by Master Yen Lang last month. It's more effective than the ones that we've refined before, the Flame Demon Emperor said with a smile. Silver Masked Demon Emperor, it seems that you've rarely been to the demon metropolis, right? The precious medicine that you've consumed has already been eliminated in the demon metropolis. Oh, to be honest, I've never been to the demon metropolis. I've been wandering in the 4 regions of the human race in the great wilderness. This time I'm going to celebrate Master Yen Lang's birthday. I'll also take this opportunity to experience the demon metropolis. It'd be great if I could obtain the precious medicine that can change the bloodline, Xiaohan said with a smile. It's not that easy to get this birthday gift. Alright, let's make a good plan. We have to make it flawless and foolproof. The Flame Demon Emperor waved his hand. Alright. Xiaohan nodded. The gift is currently in the fortress. According to our top secret information, the gift will be escorted out of the fortress and back to the Yaoxiao Pagoda tomorrow. It's hundreds of thousands of miles from this town to the Yaoxiao Pagoda. This part of the journey is our only chance to make a move. At that time, a great emperor will take action and attract the attention of the human Yaoxia in the fortress, so that we can take the opportunity to take action and steal the gift. The Flame Demon Emperor said word by word. In the past, the gift would be escorted back to the Yaoxiao Pagoda every year. A few days later, it would be escorted back to the fortress by the Yaoxia. Nothing has ever gone wrong. The human race wouldn't have thought that the demon race would have designs on the gift. In the beginning, the lineup of Yaoxia escorting the gift was at its peak. There were many ancient powerhouses and even ancient powerhouses. However, for the past 1,000 years, the gift has been traveling between the Yaoxiao Pagoda and the fortress every year without any mistakes. Therefore, in recent years, the Yaoxiao Pagoda has not sent a large number of troops to escort the gift. This year is no exception. If I'm not wrong, there will be at most 1 or 2 ancient powerhouses on the Yaoxia ranking participating in the escort operation this year. The Flame Demon Emperor stuck out his scarlet tongue and licked his lips. When the great emperor takes action and attracts the attention of the human race, we'll take the opportunity to rob the gift. The 8 of us high-level demon emperors should have no problem dealing with 1 or 2 ancient powerhouses of the human race. Now let's divide the work properly. When the time comes, don't panic. We must snatch the gift in the shortest time possible. Xiaohan, who was at the side, seemed to be listening. What's the gift that these demon emperors want to rob? According to them, the gift has to be escorted back and forth between the fortress and the Yaoxiao Pagoda every year. This gift is enough to make Yen Lang pay attention to it. It must be a peerless treasure. What is it? To be continued. Chapter 302. The human race's last line of defense adjacent to the demon metropolis. The stronghold. This stronghold floated in the air. It was vast and had a dark luster. In the dark night, it reflected rays of light. On the surface of the stronghold, arrays were outlined. In the depths of these arrays, the world's most perfect spirit stones, mineral veins, and precious stones were embedded to transmit energy. Without a doubt, a single ray of the array was enough to kill all living beings and defend the Tao. For thousands of years, even the demons of the demon metropolis did not dare to invade. Occasionally, some demons would try to challenge the dignity of the stronghold. They disguised themselves and tried to pass through the stronghold, but all of them ended tragically. They were burned to ashes by the array on the spot. On the surface of the stronghold, there were bronze patterns. There were even layers of protruding ancient divine dragon bones, making the stronghold look extremely ferocious. It was like a primordial beast choosing its prey. ZBZ. In the dark night, some light shone out from the inside of the stronghold. Inside the stronghold, in a strange room. The reason why this room was called strange was that it was made of hard metal. Moreover, the 4 walls were surrounded by thick bronze pillars, making the entire room look like a prison. In addition, the room was filled with densely packed seals. Every single seal was glistening with life, releasing misty radiance. There were extremely powerful true energy fluctuations flickering about, to the extent where there was even immortal energy surging and surging. However, thump thump, thump thump, thump thump, in this room under the countless seals there was a deep demonic aura wriggling. It was as if there was a primordial beast hibernating in the room, waiting for an opportunity to attack and devour. The wriggling demonic aura was extremely frightening. It gave people the illusion that it could move mountains and fill the seas. It was easy to imagine that once the seals in the room were opened, a disaster would befall. Billions of demons would rush out and wreak havoc in the human world. There would be no end to it. The wriggling demonic aura in the room even condensed into many demon embryos. The powerful life essence of the demon race was moving and nurturing, as if it was about to turn into a fierce demon race. Sharp and mournful demon roars echoed in the room. However, there were no demons in the room. There was only one person. He was an unkempt man with unkempt hair, bushy eyebrows, and a black beard that covered his entire face. His clothes were very shabby. His entire body was wrapped in golden shackles and talismans. Even so, there was still a strong demonic aura spewing out of his pores. As the demonic aura gushed out from his body, it squirmed and shrieked, emitting a monstrous, world-destroying evil aura. Roar, let me out. Damn it, let me out. As this person struggled, his body erupted with true energy fluctuations that were powerful like the sea. Magical symbols shot out in all directions and the sun and moon sank. Damn it. I, Shengguan Wudi, have traveled across the world and killed countless demons in my life. I even dare to fight against the Demon Emperor. I'm a tycoon on the Demon Hero ranking. Why did you imprison me here? Let me out. I'm going to Yaoxiao Pagoda. I want to see the elders and Pagoda Master. I want them to give me an explanation. Otherwise, your father will absolutely not let this matter rest. This person's voice was rumbling like a landslide and a tsunami, with unfathomable heavenly might. However, just as he was roaring, Jie Jie Jiang, Jie Jie Jiang, Jie Jie Jiang, Shengguan Wudi, you've been abandoned by the Demon Hero Tower. You've fallen into the wrong path and entered the Demon Dao. Jie Jie Jie. You can never be a human again. However, you can rely on our demon race and become the vanguard of our demon race's crusade against the human race in the future. Jie Jie Jie. Suddenly, a voice that was filled with demonic aura burst out from this person's body. This voice was extremely evil and evil. As he breathed, there was a strong demonic wind that formed a storm and whistled fiercely. For a moment, the entire room was filled with the cries of ghosts and gods. In the room, waves of wriggling demonic aura echoed and let out heart-wrenching demonic cries. No. Xianming Demon Emperor. I, Shengguan Wudi, am a human. In this life, I will be irreconcilable with the demon race. Roar. Kill me. Brother Lung, kill me quickly. Kill me. I can't let the demon race succeed. No, let me self-destruct. Let me go to the demon capital and self-destruct. Let me perish together with the demon race. This person wailed again. His voice was very tragic and he was in so much pain that he wished he was dead. Suddenly he raised his head. His messy hair scattered in all directions. A pair of eyes appeared in the midst of his messy hair that looked like thatch. Boom! His eyes emitted a sharp and vast light. It was like a pair of peerless divine weapons that were unsheathed and revealed its sharpness, tearing the sky apart. Rumble. With a slight movement of his eyes, everything was destroyed and the stars were shaken. A loud and clear hymn soared to the sky. The sacred light and the runes were intertwined. The entire room was filled with immortal chi. In an instant, all the demonic aura in the room was evaporated and dispersed. This person was indomitable. He was full of righteous chi and was like an ancient god. However, GGG, Shengguan Wudi, you've been a hero for a lifetime, but you can't refine the demonic aura that I left in your body. You're useless for the rest of your life. You can only be imprisoned by the human race. Moreover, you have to return to the Demon Hero Tower every year and let the elders of the human race join hands to suppress the demonic aura that I left in your body so that you can retain your humanity. However, one day my demonic aura will definitely corrode your nerves and thoughts, turning you into a monster that is neither human nor demon. At that time, the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Tower will naturally destroy you. Ah, you're an ancient giant. You've killed countless mutated demon emperors of my demon race. Even a great sovereign was killed by you. You're the hero of the human race in the past. However, one day you'll die in the hands of the human race. Ah, how ironic this is. A smoke-like demonic aura burst out from the body of this person again. It immediately polluted the sacred light in the room. The demonic aura began to wriggle wantonly again, nurturing the life of the demon race and letting out mocking laughter. Roar. That person was suppressed to the point that he bent over. His entire body was trembling and he seemed to be in great pain. Big Brother Shengguan, at this moment, a middle-aged man in white clothes with black hair cascading down his back walked to the outside of the prison-like room. He looked gentle and elegant, like a rich young master in the secular world. Strands of divine light were pouring down from the top of his head. It was as if there were stars and a silver moon above his head. With just a slight movement from him, the entire sky was sprinkled with radiance. Big Brother Shangwan. Don't be impatient. The middle-aged man in white clothes came to the outside of the prison. His eyes were filled with pity and heartache. Big Brother. Brother Lung. You've come, it's good that you've come. Let me out. Quickly let me out. The man with disheveled hair and a dirty face said. Shangwan Wudi moved his body, causing the golden shackles on his body to clang. His eyes were fixed on the middle-aged man in white clothes. Brother Lung, I've been imprisoned miserably. It's been so dark. Can you please let me out for the sake of our many years of friendship? Big Brother Shangwan. The Xianming Demon Emperor has planted a demon fetus in your body. I don't dare to let you out recklessly. Otherwise the world will be in chaos. The middle-aged man in white clothes said hurriedly. Big Brother, please don't be impatient. Tomorrow I will order people to escort you back to the Demon Hero Tower. Many elders and the Tower Master will work together to suppress the demon fetus in your body. Perhaps we can eliminate and refine the evil demon fetus, allowing you to regain your former glory. Refine my ass. Shangwan Wudi roared furiously. His entire body was trembling in extreme pain, and his face was distorted. I go back once every year. All the elders and even the Tower Master have taken action, but they still can't eliminate the demon fetus in my body. Forget it. I've been able to suppress the demon fetus all these years. Brother, let me out for a walk. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Big Brother, you can't. The middle-aged man in white clothes suddenly showed a painful expression. Big Brother, you were so heroic in the past. You killed mutated demon emperors as easily as eating and drinking. I remember the battle in the Phoenix Ancient City in the northern region. Big Brother killed 17 high-level demon emperors, 7 mutated demon emperors, and severely injured a demon emperor. What a peerless glory. It's a pity? Damn it. I won't let you go. Then kill me. Kill me quickly. Shangwan Wudi was like a madman. He kept struggling and the true chi in his body went berserk. If it wasn't for the immortal rune formation on the golden shackles, he might have broken free in an instant. Sigh. The middle-aged man in white clothes let out a long sigh. Big Brother, you should rest early. Tomorrow morning, there will be a few great figures on the Demon Hero ranking who will personally escort you back to the Demon Metropolis. You know one of them. His name is Li Fanming. You've also taught him the cultivation of true chi in the past. I'll take my leave first. The white-robed middle-aged man turned around. Suddenly, 2 streams of tears rolled down his cheeks as he prayed in his heart. Big Brother, you don't know this, but not only has the demon fetus in your body not been refined, it has become stronger and stronger, and its life force has become stronger and stronger. If it wasn't for your powerful cultivation base, I'm afraid you would have become a monster that is neither a human nor a demon. The higher-ups have issued a secret order. If you still can't refine the demon fetus in your body, I'm afraid the higher-ups will kill you. Damn it. My big brother Shangwan Wudi is a hero, but he ended up like this. However, I don't dare to release Big Brother Shangwan without permission. I hate it. In the dense forest of the small town. What? We're going to rob a living person as a birthday gift for Master Yanlang? Xiao Han finally understood the general situation of the operation. They were actually going to rob a living person from the tight escort of many demon heroes. Silver-masked Demon Emperor, don't be shocked. The Flame Demon Emperor waved his hand. Do you know who we're going to rob? Shangwan Wudi. The great figure on the Demon Hero ranking. He was mighty and invincible in the past. We don't know how many of our kind he killed. When Shangwan Wudi was at his peak, many mutated demon emperors in the 4 regions and the great wilderness were terrified. They would flee thousands of miles away when they heard his name. He even killed a great demon emperor. He's extremely powerful. He's suspected to be an immortal. The great figure? Xiao Han sneered. How dare we rob an ancient great figure with just the few of us? I'm afraid we can't. Besides, even if we rob Shangwan Wudi and give him to Master Yanlang, he might not be happy. Ha ha ha. Silver-masked Demon Emperor, you don't have to worry about that. Master Yanlang used to be a demon hero, but he was treated unfairly and even persecuted. That's why he left the Demon Hero Pagoda and joined our Demon Metropolis. It can be said that Master Yanlang hated the demon heroes the most in his life. Think about it. We're going to hand over an ancient great figure to Master Yanlang. How can he not like this birthday gift? Aha, it's been many years since we, the Demon Clan, have captured an ancient great figure alive. Ah. Today let's make an exception. The Flame Demon Emperor said confidently. Also, Shangguan Wudi has been crippled by the great Demon Emperor of the Demon Clan. There's a demon fetus in his body. His true chi cultivation has been suppressed and he can't use it. He has to return to the Demon Hero Pagoda once a year. The higher-ups of the Demon Hero Pagoda will refine and suppress the demon fetus in his body so that it won't grow stronger. He'll be escorted back with his whole body sealed and shackled. As long as we kill the demon hero escorting him, it won't be difficult for us to rob Shangguan Wudi. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.